Right, shalom, shalom. When the Hebrew Israelites here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, speak about the upliftment of Yahweh Shai, which is the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, coming back to deliver the elect of our people out of this last captivity. Alright, so first and foremost, one of all praises, glory and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Ochavodash.
Provides for the apostles and others, great millstone. Salutations, much over respect to rocking out there, pushing this word out. This is sincerity. Alright? So let me get through the spirit, you know. You're gonna have anything they want to say, anything they want to bring out, that was on their mind. If not, you know what, we're gonna go into those nuclear epistles. You have something you want to bring out? Huh? Okay, let's get Jeremiah 50.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 1, the word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet.
Now, this is not speaking about ancient Babylon. This is speaking about the new Babylon, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, which is America. Okay, there's a difference. Now, you have to know when it's speaking figuratively or literally. This is speaking about Babylon the Great, which is America. Go ahead.
Verse 2, declare ye among the nations, and publish, and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say Babylon is taken, Baal is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces.
Brothers should be thinking of all kinds of scriptures. As soon as we say nuclear missile, we already have like 3-4 scriptures on there. Right.
It says her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north.
And guess what? America is full of idols. It's full of idols and idol worship. All right? The Statue of Liberty, that's an idol. Okay? The way the structure of Washington, D.C. is, that's Molech is within that. Okay? Different idols are within that. Okay? That's the hub of witchcraft, America. Okay? All those major witches, they moved to America. That's where you can be as demonic as you want to be. Okay? Hollywood. What does the word Hollywood go back to? Hollow wood, right? Which is the wood that the witches make magic wands from. Okay? Everything in America is built off of witchcraft. As a matter of fact, there's a big Babylonian, a big Babylonian entrance in Hollywood. Okay, showing you that it's Babylon. Okay? The Ark of Titus, I believe, is there as well. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 43 and 12. And I will kindle a fire in the house of the powers of Egypt, and he shall burn them. I will carry them away captives, and he shall array himself with the land of Egypt. As a shepherd put on his garment, he will go forth from thence in peace. He will break also the images of Bet Shemesh that is in the land of Egypt, and the house of the gods of Egypt, of the gods of the Egyptians, shall he burn with fire.
Right, so don't tie that to Babylon the Great, all right, which is America, okay, because that's going to be burnt with fire, okay? Well, hold on, read more on that, all right?
It says, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate.
That's dealing with Russia. Okay, give me Ezekiel 38. That's dealing with Russia. That's the nation that's going to come up against America. Okay, and make her desolate. Okay, in World War III. Go ahead.
For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate.
Right.
And none shall dwell therein.
That didn't happen in ancient Babylon. Right. Okay, there's still people in ancient Babylon, which is Iraq right now, living. Okay, so I ain't talking about no ancient Babylon. All right, it said that no man shall dwell therein. Are there people living in? There's a big population in Iraq. Right? So this is not speaking about ancient Iraq. This is speaking about the modern day Babylon, which is America. Okay, the United States of America. Okay, Babylon the Great. Right?
They shall depart, both man and beast.
And they're going to depart by being burnt up. That's how they're going to depart. That's right. They're going to be there one day, and then once the nuclear missiles hit, it's not going to be there but dust. The smell of smoke.
Right. Verse 4, in those days and in that time, said the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together,
Yep.
going and weeping, they shall go and seek the Lord their power.
And that's what's happening now. We're seeking the Lord right now. The true Israelites are waking up to who they are right now before America is destroyed. Okay? And while it's being destroyed, the elect is going to be brought up into those ships, the so-called UFOs, man. Well, all these people are going to be scared. They don't know what's happening. All right? Hey, what's this? What's this? Right? Okay? But then they're going to remember what we told them, man. What the prophets said. They did. You got a precept? Right.
This is the book of Isaiah 19 and verse 19. In that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt.
That's 19? Yep. Well, go up to about 50. Go to 50.
Okay, this is Isaiah 19.
So let's speak the language of Canaan around that part. 50. Check, double check. Okay? Yeah, 18. Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
this is Isaiah 19 and 18. In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak.
Now, this is not speaking about ancient Egypt. This is speaking about America. Okay? America is known as different things in the scriptures. Okay? Many different names. Right? Go ahead. Now, they said shall 5 cities speak the language of Canaan. 5 is just a number that means power. Meaning that it's going to be a lot of people speaking the language of Canaan, which is what? The ancient Hebrew. Okay? Which is the brothers. All right? You look on Google and type in the language of Canaan, you're going to see the ancient Hebrew. Okay? Because where's the land that Canaan had? What's known as the land of Canaan? The land of Israel. All right? So we're out here right now. We're speaking Hebrew. You know, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh. That's Hebrew right there. Okay? Shalom. Okay? Shemaiah, Sha'ala, all these different things for water. That's Hebrew right there. That's the ancient Paleo-Egyptian. Right? That ain't no goddamn Yiddish. Okay? We're speaking the real deal.
That's right.
Okay?
It says, in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan and swear to the Lord of hosts. One shall be called the city of destruction.
Right.
In that day.
And the one that's going to be called the city of destruction is America. It's not ancient Babylon. It's America. The new modern day Babylon. Hold that. Go ahead.
This is Zephaniah 3 and verse 9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord.
And that's the purpose why he sent us back to the pure language, so we could at least get the name of the Lord. Right? So brother you ain't wicked if you don't know the Hebrew, so you should get into it. But let's say if the brother chariots come and certain brothers don't know the Hebrew, like that ain't no big deal. Right? Because as long as you know the names Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Okay? That's all that matters. Go ahead.
That they may all.
And then you have IUIC saying, oh, they don't know the Hebrew. Well, you teach them the Hebrew. You at least teach them the names of the Hebrew. How hard is it to say? I even know Spanish, know how to say thank you. Right? Gracias. So what? What's so hard about that? This means thank you. What's so hard about that? You gotta start somewhere. That's their excuse for being lazy and not going deep. And that's why these people that people to debate them a lot, sometimes they make them look stupid. Go ahead.
That they may all call upon the name of the Lord,
Right.
to serve him with one consent.
Right. That's it, right? Right.
Jump in.
Want to jump in? Go ahead.
Baruch 2 and 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves,
Right.
and shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them an heart and ears.
So they're going to remember that, speaking of our people, they're stiff-necked, I mean they're hard-headed, right? Every time the Lord sent the prophets, they didn't want to hear the prophets, right? They wanted to do what they wanted to do, right? So guess what? The Lord said, listen, there's going to be certain men that are going to hear it in the last days, man. And we're in that time, man. Okay? Jakes are coming from all walks of life, right? And they're going to hear the words of the prophets, and they're going to be transitioned, because the Most High was already in our spirit from the time we were children. From the time we came out the womb, we already had a piece of the Most High in us, man. Go ahead.
For I will give them an heart and ears
I
to
tell you right
hear.
now, I was seeking the Lord my whole life, basically, without knowing it. See, my mom would tell me certain things. You see, you don't listen to certain things, but when she says something that tied in with the Most High, I listen. When it tied into God, I listen.
That's true.
When she said, don't say the name of the Lord in vain, brother, my whole life, I would say, gosh. My whole life I was in fear. Oh, saying that, right? I must read
This is Ecclesiasticus 1 and verse 14. It says, To fear the Lord is the beginning. It says to fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb.
Hey, that's what's up. If you weren't in the cow, I'd say come in the cow. that was it. Read that again, please.
God,
Read that again.
this is Ecclesiasticus 1 and verse 14. To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Right.
And it was created with the faithful in the womb.
So we already had that. Before we came into the truth, before we knew the truth, we had to fear Yahweh. Okay? We had to fear the Lord already, to some extent. We just didn't know the Lord. Just like those Israelites in Acts when said to the unknown God, right? Which they were speaking of Yahweh, but they didn't have the name of Yahweh. You see? That's why he said they have zeal for the Most High. Matter of fact, let me that. We got it. Go ahead.
This is Romans 10 and verse 2. It says, For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge.
Right, they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. You know, sometimes if I get out of line, my mom's will say, what you say? Honor your father and your mother that your days may be long. She'll throw that line at me. Kind of humble down a bit. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because, hey, it's about the fear of the Lord. Because when you start tying things to the scriptures now, the elect is going to listen more.
That's right.
The elect is going to be more attentive to that. What you got, bro? That's it on that? Okay, there's one more. Okay, go ahead.
And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name.
Right, the land of our captivity is everywhere Jake was scattered and stayed. Okay, and that's where Jake is coming from all around the world right now. Okay, waking up to know who they are. You see what I'm saying? Let's continue in the back. Okay, you got a precept you want to jump with? Okay, read a precept.
This is
another one. Bring that out. Right.
Psalms 111 and verse 10.
Yep.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Yep.
And a good understanding
Yep.
have all they that do his commandments.
Right, a good understanding is all. What? Read that again. Read that
God
again.
says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Right.
A good understanding have all they that do his
Right,
commandments.
the majority of Jake, they don't really fear the Lord. Okay, so they don't have no understanding. They're not going to get any understanding either. Okay? What you got, bro?
Okay, this is the book of John 15 and verse 27. And ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning.
You have been with me from the beginning, man. Right? So we were with the Lord in the previous lifetime. Okay? Really, if you want to be specific, definitely going back to the elect before the foundation of the earth. Okay? Anyways, let's get on that Jeremiah 50.
All right, back to Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 4 in the verse 5. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, Come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray.
That's what's happening. We're turning to the Lord right now. We're turning to Yahweh Shai because we understand who we are. We understand where we went off.
Sure.
And we're trying to turn the rest of the elect to Yahweh Shai. Okay? Go ahead. It says, because it's only a certain amount that's going to get it of our people. The rest they're not going to even make it. Okay? It's only a certain amount that's going to get it. Go ahead.
It says here, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away.
Okay, you know what? Let's go back to Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50? Okay, go ahead.
All right. Jeremiah 50 and 6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
Meaning what? They trusted in these governments that they've been under. That's what it means, gone from mountain to hill. The mountains and hills represent the big governments and the small governments. Go ahead.
Verse 7, all that found them have devoured them.
All the nations have devoured us. Go ahead.
And their adversaries said, we offend not.
Right.
Because they have...
Oh, doesn't Esau say that? Esau says that all the time. What do we do wrong? Right? Right? And they have all the excuses in the earth. That's why it's like you Jake's trying to change these devils' minds. It don't make any sense. It's a waste of time. The Lord is going to show them what's up. We don't got to tell them nothing. We're doing this because we're commanded. Right? But at the end of the day, the Lord is going to show them, that they have to be punished. Okay? That's it. Go ahead, bro.
It says here, all that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of the midst of
Right, because when we fell off from the Most High, that's when the nations knew they could get us. Okay, even when we go back to Judah, it tells you that. All right, it said if they're not with their power, then we know that we can overtake them. So, you know, something along those lines. This is why Esau, the Edomites, want to keep you Jakes in a perpetual state of sin. That's the facts. That's why when you look at the goddamn who runs the alphabet community, who runs the homosexual, it's always Jake. It's always a so-called black person as the face of the shit. Or Zaya Lex. What's that? Zaya Wade. What's that about, man? It gotta be Jake, the face of this freakism. Because they want to keep you Lil Nas X. They want to keep you Jakes in a state of perpetual sin against your power, man. You Jakes don't understand the plot goes deep on the left-hand side, man. The plot is not a low. You Jakes are thinking low level. These people are thinking low level. The elites are thinking deep in wickedness. Okay, they're thinking deep on the left-hand side. You see them villains, right? You see the movies of the villain, they're laughing. That's the Edomite. That's the so-called white man in them high positions. That's what they're doing. Literally. You know what I'm saying? They're not thinking on a low level when it comes to their wickedness, man.
So,
What are you talking about?
just to add on to it, they're gonna push the wickedness on Jake, and then they're gonna accuse you to the Father. Like, look at your people. You know, it's all like the brother says, they think deep in their wickedness. Not only will they give you the wickedness, not only will they promote it, but they'll also use it to accuse you behind your back, whatever. You know, and they use it to accuse you.
The accuser of his brother.
Like even for the movement they pushed on so-called Black Lives Matter, it was les women that were behind it, which they were under the control of Soros, man. You know, George Soros.
That's a white. The Edomites started that organization. It wasn't black people that started that organization. It was Edomites that set that up. That Black Lives Matter. Because when you look at the mission statement, what did it say? It said we are against the nuclear family. That's an enemy who started that shit. That ain't a friend that started no shit. To say he's against a man and a woman coming together and starting a family. Only an enemy would come up with some shit like that. But that was in their mission statement. The people started to find it, and then they took it down. Okay? But I remember when it was up, I saw it myself. Alright, so that's an enemy who put that up. And you see, the enemy ain't just gonna come with his horns out, right? And bite you. No, he's gonna come like a serpent, like he's coming to help you. Alright? But he's thinking deep of how to destroy you.
When you see Black Lives Matter, you think it's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah, okay, Black Lives do matter. Yeah.
Right.
But then when you dig deeper, again, then you realize, what they're promoting is not beneficial.
Right. You know? Right. Trying to tie all the transsexuals to that heavy alphabet. You know, that's what they want you. They want you Jakes to be tied to freakism. You know? They want you Jakes to be tied to everything against the Most High God. Anyways. Okay, go ahead. After that, we'll continue on.
This is Psalm 64 and verse 5. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil...
See, we can see. The average Jake, they don't see what the hell's happening, man. We can see. We have the spiritual eyesight, man, to see through the devil, man. See, the regular person, they don't know what the hell's happening, man. Go ahead.
This is Psalm 64 and verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily.
Privily meaning privately. On the herald. They ain't gonna come with their horns out. Go ahead.
They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Yeah, it's deep on the left-hand side of wickedness. Okay? Anyways, read that.
Back to Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 8. Remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man.
Right, these are not speaking about actual arrows. Give me from shall be sent from one end to the other. Right? They're not actually going to be arrows that are shot against a particular nation. This is a new type of arrow, man. Okay, matter of fact, get Isaiah 9 and 5. Okay, read that.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
It's going to be shot. What arrow can you shoot from the end of the world? There's no arrow that was created to be shot to the end of the world. Okay, this is not speaking about an actual arrow. This is speaking about a nuclear missile. All right, go ahead. Yep.
Isaiah 9 and verse 5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
So right, so those nuclear missiles are going to be what? Burning and fuel of fire. That's that nuclear fire, man. And that's what's going to make the land desolate, and it's going to make it where no person is going to be left with it.
That's right, that's right.
That didn't happen to ancient Babylon, man. Going back to Jeremiah 50.
All right, Jeremiah 50 and verse 9, it reads on, from thence she shall be taken, their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, said the Lord. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. Because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. Your
I mean, you were living good. All right, America is the richest nation on earth, right? Through what? Through the slave labor of Jacob. You know, the destruction of the Native Americans and so on and so forth. So Esau, they have become the richest nation. They've been living good. That's what the Lord is saying. Through what? Through the Israelites, through the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
This is Isaiah 10 and verse 16. Therefore shall the Lord of hosts, send among his fat ones leanness, and under his glory he shall kindle a burning like the burning of a fire.
Isaiah 13 and 19, and Babylon, the glory of kingdom, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right, that's right. It's going to be burnt up. All right? And when it goes into the fact that before it's burnt up, the Lord is going to put hell on those people. Okay? Because America, they've been living good too, right? Like all these so-called first world countries, they're going to have to go through hell. Okay? Because they've been living good, they've been living comfortable. And you go around the world, they don't live like this. Okay? You go to like these, like let's say, these different places, South America, certain places in East Asia, things of that nature. In Africa and things like that, they don't live like how they live out here, right? Okay? You just have to go home, right? On your way home, order the Uber Eats to meet you at home. Okay, that's luxury. Okay, that's fatness. Okay? When the Lord said that Jephron has waxed fat and kicked, meaning he rebelled because he was living good. Right?
Revelation 18 and 7, how much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously.
Right.
So much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
Right.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Right, because they were living so good, they're going to go from being a queen to being in complete sorrow. All right? Like Anne Boleyn. Go ahead. That's right.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire.
Because she was being tormented, brother. She's ready to die, or your date is moved till tomorrow. Oh, no, you're not prepared to die today. No, you die tomorrow, Sleep on it. Go ahead, man.
She shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord power.
And she was
who
a
judges
Jake, most like by the way. Okay? End up. Okay? Go ahead, bro. Because when you look, to veer off too much, but when you look into her daughter, she was known as being dark skinned. She had dark brown skin. She had brown skin. She swore that she had red hair, brown skin, like curly red hair. You know, like when you see them, certain Jakes, especially like light skinned Jakes, and they'll have like curly red hair.
Like Spice One.
Ice Spice.
Yeah, Spice.
Yeah, she has red hair. Yeah, exactly. Like that. That's how
No,
she looks.
Spice.
And also, Ice Spice.
Ice Spice.
Detroit Red, Malcolm X, he had that red hair too. All right. Red Fox, he had that red hair. Okay. Right, and it was the curly red hair. So that's how Anne Boleyn looked. Well, no, that's not how Anne Boleyn. That's how her daughter looked, because King Henry was known for having red hair. Okay. But Anne Boleyn had the black hair, look like a jinn. Dark skin, darker skin woman, brown, dark brown, with black hair. Go ahead, bro.
And she shall be utterly burnt with fire.
I want to get the information right. That's why I don't want to. Go ahead.
For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her.
Right. But if I read that again,
To the point, it says here, Revelation 18:8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine.
right. Since she was living good, her plagues are going to come upon her. Go ahead.
And
Death,
she shall
famine and all that plagues. Go ahead.
and she shall be utterly burnt with fire.
So right. So after all those plagues come upon her, she's going to be burnt with fire. Speaking of America. Go ahead.
For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Hold on. Go ahead.
Second Ezra 15, verse 6, verse 5. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Right.
6. For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Right. So the Lord is going to bring that because of what? Their wickedness. Point blank. Period. You got something I'm watching?
Can.
Bring it out.
Okay. Nahum 3. Woe to the bloody city. It is full of lie and robbery. The prey depart not. I'm going to go straight to the point. The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spears. And there was a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses. And there is none end of their corpse. They stumble upon the corpse.
Break it down.
Like, I mean, like we were talking about how they're going to be destroyed, right? And the horsemen lifted up the bright sword of the glittering, that means the nuclear weapons, right? The missiles.
Well, read what chapter and verse? Read it again.
Nahum 3 and 3. The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and...
Start from 1.
All right, Khan. Nahum 3. Woe to the bloody city. It's full of lies and robbery. The prey depart not.
Right, the bloody city. At first that was going into Jake. At first that was speaking about Jake. All right, but now we tie it to Babylon the Great.
Okay.
Right?
And then I jump at 3. You want me to 2?
But keep going. Read.
Okay. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots. The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spears. And there is a multitude of slain in a great number of carcasses. And there's none end of their corpse. They stumble.
So you could go into that, the chariots being the noise of the nuclear missiles coming. Go ahead.
Yeah. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot.
Favorite harlot, right? Because the Lord looked at Israel as a harlot as well. Okay, but then you tie that to Babylon the Great.
Sure.
Ultimately, that's the main harlot. That's the biggest harlot, right?
Yeah.
And that was speaking about Israel back then. Okay, so the Lord is going to have America be destroyed because of the wickedness that they're doing. Playing the harlot ultimately means they're going against the Most High.
Okay.
Going against the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Okay, go ahead.
The mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms and family through her witchcraft.
So we tie that specifically to Babylon the Great.
That's right, okay.
And then, you know, when it says the prancing horses and the chariot, that's like a noise. Because the noise, when the missiles come, that's going to be a loud noise.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead.
Back to Jeremiah 50.
You were right. I just have to read it again.
Go on.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 50:12, your mother shall be sore confounded she that bare you shall be ashamed.
Right, that's going into Great Britain. Okay, that's where America came from. It came out of Great Britain. Okay, but
It says, behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and the desert.
go ahead, what? Read that again.
This is Jeremiah 50:12. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Because the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and the desert.
Right, because America's going to be completely destroyed. And people can't imagine that now because they're at the height. Well, really, they're on the decline, really. But they've been on top of the other nations for so long. They're about to be completely destroyed and wiped out. Okay? Hold on. What we got?
Con, this is Joel 2 and verse 3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
Right, because what? You're going to be looking. This is a description of when the nuclear missiles hit. In front of them, before the wave hits that place, you're going to see the greenery, you're going to see the trees. So it's like an exaggeration. It's like the Garden of Eden before them, okay? But behind them, it's a desolate wilderness because that nuclear missile has already hit those places.
Right.
So those places are being destroyed. You got to look at it like if you're watching an IMAX movie. We're about to go see the Oppenheimer movie, okay? And you're probably going to see a scene like that, where a wave is hitting, you see everything red, and then it starts crumbling. That represents the desolate wilderness. Read that again.
Con, it says, a fire devoureth before them,
Fire is the nuclear wave, right?
and behind them a flame burneth.
Yeah.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them,
Right, meaning they can see the trees, they can see the forest, they can see all these different things, right?
and behind them a desolate wilderness.
But the wave is coming to devour that place as well. Okay? So it's only going to be as the Garden of Eden for a short period of time, for a few seconds,
Yeah.
until that wave hits them, man. Right?
Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Nothing is going to be able to escape it, man. Anything that's on the soils of America at that time is going to be devoured. Point blank period. If you're on the soils, you're going to die. I don't care if you're in a bunker 12,000 feet. It doesn't matter. You're going to die. Okay? That's going to be your grave. Guaranteed. Okay? Go ahead.
The appearance of
If
them
you're in an airplane, you're going to die. All those nuclear missiles will destroy that airplane. If you're anywhere around that nuclear, if you're anywhere in America at that time, you're
Okay,
dead.
in America. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why it says, come out of here, my people. As if you partaker of the destruction. If you're there, regardless if you're in that zone, you're done.
And then when I say that's why them Rothschild and them, they're gonna be at New Zealand, places far from Babylon, in the bunkers, right?
Well, if they're smart, the majority of them will.
Yeah, because-
immediately to captivity.
Yeah.
You know, but you got certain idiots that's gonna be in America. You know, it's not like they do everything based on the prophets. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
Certain idiots that, but who knows? You know what I mean? They might be that proud to say I'm certain of them. I don't
Yeah.
know. But majority of them, like you said, are gonna head outside of America. But get me where it speaks about damn, what was I just thinking about? Okay, anyways, I was thinking of something. Okay, what you got? That was it? Alright, what?
This is Isaiah 14 and verse 23. It says, I will also make it a possession for the bitter and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, said the Lord of hosts.
Read it again.
This is Isaiah 14 and verse 23. I will also make it a possession for the bitter and pools of water.
That's what those going into those desert creatures. Okay, it's going to be a possession for me. They're going to live there. After America's destroyed, after the smoke clears, for however much years it's going to take, for decades, hundreds of years, whatever. It's going to turn into it's going to be burning for. It's going to be smoking for a long time, long time, many years. But after the smoke clears, it's going to be a desert. It's going to have bitterns and vultures and different snakes and things like that that live in the desert. It's going to dwell in America. Go ahead.
It says, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction,
Right.
said the Lord of hosts.
Right, that's it. Okay, that's that nuclear wave, the nuclear wind. All right? Go ahead. All right?
Real quick. This is Jeremiah 50 and 40. As the Most High overthrew Sodom and
Any
Gomorrah
scriptures on it?
and the neighbor cities thereof, said the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein.
Right, right. No man is going, but that's not ancient Babylon. That's not ancient Babylon. There's people living in ancient Babylon. Okay? Which is Iraq. There's people that live there. There's a large population, man. See, you got to be able to put the pieces of the puzzle together, man. Certain things you have to disqualify if they don't fit the puzzle, man. Like you people over there with the small hats talking about you're the children of Israel. When you're not. You don't fit the prophecies, man. That's right. You don't fit the prophecies, you don't fit the curses. You don't fit anything except for being the Amalekites. Yeah. And you not doing that.
So like too, if this was applying to the ancient Babylon, that would mean that even till today we'll be talking about that destruction. We'll be talking about how like Babylon got turned into a wilderness.
Right.
But we're not talking about that because ancient Babylon, it wasn't taken out that way. It was like Apostle Tara was into it. It was a surgical strike.
Yeah.
There was no missiles back then, falling and then making Babylon the desert. Right?
Right. It wasn't even a big battle. It wasn't even a battle. Like you said, it was a surgical strike. Right? The dude, his own general put him in death. I believe it was like his own, because they wanted him to. Was it? No, that was Persian. But it was a surgical strike. Though. It wasn't a thing where it was like a big battle. The Lord, he wrote what? He wrote on the wall. Yeah. He wrote on the wall. Tekel, many forces. That was the end of that. Matter of fact, get that. Bring that up.
This is Daniel chapter 5 and verse 24. Then was the part of the hand sent from him, and this writing was written. And this is the writing that was written. Mene, Tekel, Ahasuerus.
Hesherin. I said, what? I thought I was thinking of a land, like a land,
It says, and this is the interpretation of the thing. Mene, the Most High had numbered thy kingdom and finished it.
Yep.
It says,
meaning you're at the end of your rulership. Guess what? Esau's at the end of his rulership. He's on borrowed time right now.
That's right.
The Edomite's rulership he's on borrowed time right now, man. Go ahead.
Tekel, that are weighed in the balance and are found wanted.
Right, meaning what? He's seeing the wickedness that you're doing. Okay? You're not in good standards with the Most. Go ahead.
It says, Paris, thy kingdom is divided and given.
This kingdom is divided more than any kingdom that's ever been. Yeah, this kingdom is super divided. You got the left, the right. You got all kind of divisions, man. You can't agree on anything in this place. They're even the rulers. Right? You see what I'm saying? Well, you got Turkey. Turkey doesn't agree with NATO. They want to do their own thing, and then you got Germany don't like America. There's all manner of divisions within this kingdom. And the Lord said it himself that Satan will be divided against Satan. But this kingdom cannot stand, man.
It says, Paris, thy kingdom is divided.
That's why the elect, we're moving as one. Lord, we're moving as one with one mind. You see what I'm saying? There might be a brother might disagree on a little, but that's not getting us from the whole. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Brothers is in order. You see what I'm saying? So that's not keeping our eyes off of the prize. At the end of the day, we all got the same mindset. Go ahead, man.
It says,
just for what you said, 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no division among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment.
Right. There's all kind of divisions in this kingdom, but in the kingdom that we're going to come into under Yahushua, we're not going to have any divisions, man. Okay, it's going to be perfect. What?
It says, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians.
Right. So that's when it was translated from the Babylonian Empire to the Persians and the Medes. But this kingdom is going to be translated for the wickedness. It's going to be translated, right? It's going to be translated from the Edomites to us, the Israelites. Okay? It's not going to be translated to the so-called Chinese. They're not coming into power. Okay? The East Indians, they're not coming. The Russians ain't coming into power. That's right. Matter of fact, they're going to take their own people out of power, and they're going to help the mission of Yahweh. They're going to help the will of Yahweh.
Revelation 13 and verse 2 And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his
Now
mouth.
the leopard, this is dealing with the kingdom of the Edomites. The beginning of the so-called white people rulership was what? The Greeks.
Greeks.
Right? So the leopard represents Alexander. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, and his feet were as the feet of a bear.
And then the bear represents who? Russia. That's the end. The top, the head represents the beginning. The legs represent the end. Okay, so the head is Alexander, the Greeks, and then the feet is the bear, which is for Russia, which is going to take down the Edomite rulership. Period. All right, they're going to take themselves down. Let's give y'all about They're going to take. The Lord is going to make them take themselves out, man. That's going to be another way we're going to mock you in the kingdom.
That's right.
You destroyed yourself. Right? No, they like to say, oh, Jake sold other Jakes. Man, you destroyed your own kingdom. Idiot. Go ahead.
Going back to Daniel 5.
Or from the add, even with the nuclear missiles, there's something called, Star Wars brings it out, MAD, mutual assured destruction. So if you were to shoot the missiles, there will be nothing left of your kingdom.
Right.
Furthermore, proving how that, like your point, how you stated that they're going to destroy themselves, right? There's just like big kids with toys that, destroy everything.
And the fact that that's even an option in war shows you that the Edomites are destructive. Then that's even an option, because we got to watch that. Oppenheimer said what? He said, I will become the destroyer of worlds. Showing you they have a destructive mind and a destructive nature. Why would you even want to commit something?
Yeah.
Why would you really should be trying to put people to death for trying to commit something. Lock him up. What is he doing? I heard he was trying to make a nuclear something. No, lock him up. This guy's not supposed to be free.
Ultimately, that's what they do. They make decrees, they make laws, don't use it. But they're not stopping people from building it. If you're at once, you'll do away with all these things.
Well, they were trying to stop people from building it. But how they can't stop Russia. How they gonna stop Russia? Russia's helping those other nations and protecting those other nations. So now they could build because they got a protection. That's how the Lord set it up. Matter of fact, let's get Ezekiel 38, bro. Ezekiel 38. Listen, Esau was trying to use that to bully the nations. But while they were trying to do that, guess what? The Lord always had that balance of power in between America and Russia. Okay, where they were the two bullies on the block. So they couldn't just go tell Russia, oh, stop building those nuclear missiles, and okay, yeah, no problem. And then they're still going to be built because they have the power to do that, right? But let's say a nation like Cubans, like NASA or something, or Iran, they needed the help of Russia in order to do that. Okay? What?
This is Joel 3 and verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Beautiful. Now the weak is dealing with those nations I was telling you about. Russia, so on and so forth. Oh, Brazil. Right? Because Brazil's part of BRICS. Okay? Straight up. All right? Pakistan, India. Right? Those are considered the weak nations compared to Babylon. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? So guess what? Now they have their nuclear missiles. Okay? And guess what? One nuclear missile could do a lot of damage. Take out a whole city. All right? So if they got 15 nuclear missiles, that's major. Okay? Go ahead. What you got, bro? What you got?
This is pertaining to them taking themselves down. This is Revelation 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Right. The power of the Edomites is to take peace from the earth. Their power wasn't to put peace on the earth. It was to take it from the earth. Right?
And that they should kill one another.
Right. And there's going to be a major killing when those nuclear missiles are launched.
That's right. Can't wait.
Okay? We're talking about hundreds of millions, man, that are perishing. Okay? But hey, that's because the man of the son of perdition is in power, man. It's not speaking about Judas Iscariot. Man. Judas Iscariot, come on, bro. It said in the same chapter the dude was talking about, it said that he would be revealed. Judas Iscariot wasn't revealed. When he wasn't revealed, didn't everyone know that was him? What's there need to be revealed? Didn't someone take his bishop? Why did they need to take his bishop? They didn't know what happened. I don't know what happened. You know, he got taken up by a chariot. I believe it. You know, people are like, oh, he got taken up by a chariot. Then he had to still know, actually know he sold out the Lord. They already knew that, man.
Right, bro. Right. It says, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Right. That great sword, and part of his great sword is those nuclear missiles, right? That's right. He's going to take his own self out. Okay? He's going to take himself out. Okay? And like the brother said, we can't wait. Because as soon as he does that, that's the end of his kingdom. As soon as Russia and his allies shoot those nuclear missiles on Babylon, that's the end of the Edomite leadership. That's it. That's the end right there. Okay? Good.
Back to Jeremiah 50 and verse 13. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall...
And if you Edomites and you other nations are around the earth, especially the Edomites, and you see that and you're not in America and you see the destruction, just practice on being a good slave, man. Okay? Because when we come back down from the chariots, that's what you're going into slave. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 50:13. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon, round about, all ye that bend the bow.
Right. Now this is not speaking about actual arrows again. This is speaking about nuclear missiles. Okay, the bow represents the nuclear silos, right? Go ahead.
All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows.
Don't spare no missiles. There ain't gonna be no missiles to be put in the museum. Okay, all those missiles are gonna be used, man. Right. Go ahead. Every single one of them. Go ahead.
For she hath sinned against the Lord.
Whether they press the button or not, the Lord is gonna make the button go off. Right. The Lord is gonna make it detonate. Go ahead. Read that again. They sinned against the Lord.
Okay, this is the book of Jeremiah 50 and verse 14.
So a little more after that too. Go ahead.
It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord.
Right.
Shout against her round about, for she hath given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down. Right. For it is the vengeance of the Lord, take vengeance upon her, as she hath done, do unto her.
That's going to be the most horrific destruction that has ever been on the planet Earth. That's going to be worse than the flood when people are going to see that. Okay? The flood, well, there's a lot of rain, they didn't know what to do. But this is going to shake the whole planet. You ever see that the earth starts to shake to and fro? The amount of nuclear missiles the world's going to have shot at America is overkill. That's right. Okay? Go ahead.
It's the book of Isaiah 24 and 20. I'll start verse 19. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean to solve. The earth is moved exceedingly.
The earth is going to move exceedingly. So, we've never experienced a whole worldwide earthquake. Oh, there's an earthquake here. There's an earthquake here. When those nuclear missiles hit, there's going to be a worldwide earthquake that's going to be unmeasurable. Wow. Worldwide, man. Meaning the missiles going to hit in America, and yeah, it's going to open up the earth. Sure, the earth is going to be placed. The earth is going to actually open up. Okay? You're going to feel it in Saudi Arabia. You're going to feel it in Australia. You're going to feel it in whatever island you're on. That's going to cause waves and tsunamis. That's right. That's it. Right? A lot of those islands are just going to be covered with water, man. Okay? I mean, it's not even, might not even, because some of them islands are going to disappear. Yeah. And then others are going to be created. Volcanoes are going to erupt. That's right. Listen, if you're in an airplane, you're going to feel it. If you're in an airplane, you're probably going to die. All right? And you're going to feel that earthquake.
Go ahead. This is Revelation 16 and verse 18. It says, and there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake and so
this is going to be more unmeasurable than any earthquake that has ever been in the planet. Ever.
Yeah.
Okay? You talk about, oh, hey, oh, that was bad. You saw what happened in Turkey. The buildings started falling. Trust me, man. That earthquake alone, man, probably won't be none of these buildings out there. All these buildings probably won't fall out, man. I speak as a man, but all these buildings probably won't. You know, a good majority of them are going to fall. Okay?
But they say it's going to have to regardless, because according to the law, you're not supposed to have these skyscrapers.
That's right.
Even if it doesn't get taken out then, in the kingdom, it's going to be done away with.
Right, and the Lord might use that as the way to do it. We don't know. We don't see it because we saw what was happening in Turkey. All of a sudden, that's baby work compared to what's coming, man. That's like a little fetus earthquake compared to what's going to happen when those nuclear missiles hit, man. Okay, so I can see all of these buildings getting taken out, man. You got, bro.
This is 2 Ezra 16 and verse 12. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord and before the glory of his power.
Man, it's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible, man. See, now it's all fun and games, but when those alarms go out, this is not a drill. You get underground, which is all going to be in vain. Okay? They're going to know.
Go ahead. Back to Isaiah 24 and 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a... Okay, Isaiah 24 and 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. It shall be removed like a cottage. And the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it. And it shall fall and not rise again.
The whole vibration of the earth is going to change based upon that earthquake. The whole vibration of the earth is going to change. Okay? It's not going to be the same earth when we come back down from those chariots, man. I think a lot of things are going to be changed. Okay? More? No? But every now and then just check Bubba Kushad to see if there's comments or precepts. That's something? That's something? No? Yeah? Okay, go ahead. I want to stay on that topic. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 13 and verse 13. It says, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place.
It's going to be knocked off of its access. Okay, go ahead.
And the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and the day of his fierce anger.
That's it, man. Right? So if you're looking from up, which when we're in the chairs, and we're looking from above, we're going to see the earth shaking, man. We're going to see the earth literally shaking. Okay? Vibrate. You got something to it? No, hold that. Who's that?
This is Revelation 15 and verse 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire,
right.
And them that had gotten the victory.
Now, what is that sea of glass? The sea of glass is speaking about the ozone layer, right. Okay? Which looks like it's like a see-through light. Okay, that's known as the sea of glass. Okay, outside of the firmament, right?
And them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image,
which is the elect. Okay, go ahead.
And over his mark and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
That's it. That's it. We're going to stand. We're going to be above the firmament, looking at the earth being shaken, okay, and the fire mingled in America being destroyed. Go ahead.
That's right.
Even that's going to make us appreciate the salvation even more. Seeing that you're not partaker of that judgment, man. You know, you see the earthquake and buildings falling on people. You know, them burning, the flesh literally like, melting. You know, you're going to appreciate the deliverance, man.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But you see, the thing is this, though. It's not even going to be like, as soon as you hit the chariot, sometimes I think about that. As soon as you hit the chariot, you know, you drop. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why I think it's the only thing that's going to be coming out of brother's mouth for a minute. All praise to Yahweh Shem. Okay? Because it says that, oh, well, that's a perfect segue. Go ahead, read that.
This is the book. This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
Right, the righteous is going to scarcely be saved, right? Meaning they're going to barely make it out of that destruction. So the missiles will be on their way, and that's when the elect is going to be gathered up. Right? The Lord's going to build that suspense up, right? Okay? The Lord's going to build that suspense up. But guess what? The elect, you got to keep the faith, even through all of that, man.
I got a question, you know. That I was thinking, it's just a question. Our body's going to be changed, right? The old body's going to drop on the floor?
I don't know.
We don't know, eh?
I don't know what's going to do about it.
Huh?
I don't know what's going to do about it. You know what I'm saying? You know? But it does say, you know, it's going to be changed. You know, we don't know if the Lord's going to transform it. You know, we don't know what the Lord's going to do.
Okay.
Even with Elijah, when he got beamed up, he couldn't find his spirit. He got beamed up.
Right.
Yeah, well, he got beaten up with his body, right? Yeah, Yahushai too, like he's saying. Yeah.
Because I think he said they went looking. It's like, you're not going to find it.
Yeah.
Even the body, you're not going to find it.
Wow, okay.
But it really don't matter. Who cares? You know, the spirit, you're not in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You say, but what a job. You're not in it.
Yeah, sure. Oh shit. We don't know. I don't mind.
This is the book of Revelation 11 and 13. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell.
Right, dealing with America. That's when all of America is going to be destroyed and consumed. Right? Not dealing, we don't use the area code. More than 10 area codes, a lot more than 10 area codes. So we're dealing with the FEMA camps. So this brother knows, that we're dealing with the FEMA camps. The FEMA map is what we use, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, that just proves, all that does is help us in the spirit to prove that that's speaking of America.
Yeah.
Which we already know that whether there was a FEMA camp map or not, we know it's America.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? But that just helps the spirit, you know what I'm saying?
But it says, and in the earthquake was slain of man 7,000, and the remnant.
Does that mean that only 7,000 people are going to die in the nuclear missiles? No. That's just a large complete number. You know what I always say, that when you add them zeros in the back of the 7, it means it's a large complete number. 7 means completion. If you add them zeros in the back of it, it's like a large complete number. It didn't say 700 either, it says 7,000. You know it's a large number that's going to die. Go ahead.
It says, and the remnants were frightened and give glory to the power of heaven.
That's right.
Right. They give glory. So I'm telling you, man, as soon as we jump up in there, Lord, we'll get up and hear that number. The first thing we're going to do is give glory to Jesus. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
Sirach 36 and 1. Have mercy upon us, O Lord, power of all, and behold us, and send thy fear upon all nations that seek not after thee. Lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power. As thou hast magnified in us before them, so be thou magnified in them before us. And let them know thee, as we have known thee, that there is no power but only thou, O power. Show new signs, and make others.
That's what we want. We want them to show new signs. And it's going to show new signs. Right? To the point where they're not going to be able to say anything else except it's the higher power, it's the most high. Okay? That's what it's going to come to. Okay? So now they go, they got the Edomite scientist with a suit on. Oh, well, technically it's just sulfur that makes rain red. Demons. Goddamn demons. Alright? But it's going to come to a point where it's going to be, you can't explain that. Right? It's even a point now, they're telling them about the UFO. They're saying, listen, we got videos of it, we have encounters, What's up with that? The military saying that. The military's just going to come to say that as a joke? No, they're saying that because that's the truth. And that's something that they can't explain away.
That's right.
Okay? Whether Esau tries to set up his own illusion of that, using Project Bluebeam or whatever, it don't matter. That's only going to deceive the simple.
That's right.
We're not deceived by that. Yeah, I mean, we're possible. See a guy come out looking like E.T. Oh my goodness, yeah, lock down everything. He's just going to be like, okay. All right? But you're going to have these people, they're going to be scared. If they tell them you got to wear goggles, because aliens have particular light that comes from them that can burn your eyes. Just wear your goggles. You're gonna have people wearing swimming goggles outside, man, and looking at you crazy. Why don't you have your goggles on?
It proves that these people, they're quick to believe anything rather than believe that the Most High is true, man. Whatever Esau presents to them, man, I believe it. I don't want to believe in God. No.
Esau is deceptive. Esau is deceptive. And the way, let me show you how Esau moves. You want to know how the psychology works, man? Right. When you speak like you know what you're talking about with confidence, you're believable. Okay? You say, there's a red Corvette about to turn the corner. There's people following it. There's a parade. But you're saying it with such confidence, like, yeah, it's there. I just saw it. It's there right now. Just saw it. It's there. I looked it up on Google. It says it's going to stay there for all week. No, I felt it. You understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
And he's saying it in a way like, okay, the brother said it, so it's there. Yeah. So it's there. With passion. That's what vocab does, man. That's what vocab is. That's how vocab gets these people, man. All right? Like that dude, there's one dude that the brother put up about vocab speaking to the guy, and the guy got him real good, dealing with Deuteronomy 28, 60, 44, 45, dealing with this curse shall be a sign upon you, as a sign upon you forever. Vocab, I mean, he did, he's a real serpent.
Oh, yeah.
He's a high-level serpent, okay? High level. He said, yeah, but it says, when you read it, it actually says against, but you can see in his face he was stressed out, but he's like, when you read it, it actually says against. You read it against you. So that's because of the sin, it's being there as he just did some word vomit. And I'm like, what version is that says against? Because it doesn't say that in the KJV. I don't even think it says it in NLT, but it might. But that's not what it says in the Hebrew.
Right,
if the guy really, if he was really on point with that part, he would have said that. It doesn't say that in the Hebrew. But see, what they do is they bank on your ignorance.
Yeah.
See, they could have come to us with that. They could have come to me with that. Okay? But wait a minute. What does it say? Does it say that in the Hebrew? Let's go down to the Hebrew, man. Yeah. And then you know what he would have did? He would have changed the goalposts. I'll add to your point real quick. Really, Esau Edom, he's the perfect con man. Because when you go to, I have the definition, when you go to that definition, it means like somebody that speaks with that, like you were saying, with confidence, for them to have your trust to believe in their lies. Can I read it? Yeah. This is the definition of con man in the regular Google definition. It says, a man who cheats or tricks someone by gaining their trust and persuading them to believe something that is not true. Right. And part of that trust is what? Is to have that confidence when you say when they say it. Okay? See, when you say something, if you're not a good liar, right? If you don't like the lie, you're not going to have the same confidence. Esau doesn't mind. Esau loves lies. He loves deception. So when he says it, he doesn't feel no way about it. So he has the confidence when he says it.
That serpent of old.
Huh?
That serpent of old. That shall certainly not die. Did he say it?
Yeah.
Every tree.
He didn't come timid. He came with confidence. The serpent came still. Well, that's how you get these women. Yeah. Right? You tell them sweet lies and shit. You say it with confidence. Right? You say it with confidence and this and that. Yeah. You walk in a particular way, and they're smitten by the confidence. They don't give a damn if you're telling them lies or not. They're talking about they like how you make them feel.
That is comfortable.
Yeah, get them comfortable that way, right? Sell them a juice.
If I may add too, even with sales, you can persuade somebody to buy something based off how you present it to them.
That's how it is.
You just go, just act, they just have to perceive that you know what you're talking about. That's it. And then, like the brother said, if you're in that sales enterprise, you're really banking on the other person's ignorance. They might not know what you're talking about, but based off how you're presenting it, it's like, whoa, this guy knows what he's doing. Okay, do it for me. Let me buy it.
But you gotta lie too. You have to lie.
Well, you have to use guile. You definitely have to use guile. But the thing is this, right? Dealing with the sales part of things, like he said, you use certain things, they might not get it. But it's the way you say, the processor, they usually have deductibles when they go, he don't know deductible. He knows what he's talking about. But he don't know what deductible is. He don't even know he's not even too sure what the processor is. But it's the way you said it, it's like surely he knows what he's talking about. You understand what I'm saying? So they don't ask questions about that. The worst type of people you have the most trouble with is the people that know what they're talking about.
That's right,
You know,
yeah.
that really know the information behind these things. You know, like a car salesperson. You have a guy, no, but I know this car, but it's valued at $10,500. That's when you gotta do your research when you go buy cars. Yo, it's valued at $10,500. But you gotta hear from, no, but we gave you a $2,000 discount. Oh, you gave me a $2,000, they like to show you we gave you a discount. Say, yeah, but then you look at the fees. They'll say, yeah, but we added this for the GPS system. This is for extra 300. And then, and this, then you have all these other fees around there. Wait a minute. You said you gave me a $2,000 discount, but the fees come up to $3,000 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's standard. There's nothing I can do about it. My hands are tied. There's nothing I can do about it. That's standard. My hands are tied. That comes with everything. You know what I'm saying? So when you break it down, you're like, well, hold on. But so if I go here, I know that they'll sell it for me at this time. Even if you add things that you're adding at this dealership is less. See, they don't like guys like that. Because they can't swim with guys like that.
That's right.
You know? And that's why them dealership, all them salespeople, you know what they like the most?
Woman. Yeah. Those are the easiest ways.
Easy sell. Most of the commercials are tailored to women. Okay? Because all you have to do is gain the confidence. Forget about the information. The man wants to see if the thing is durable. So you want to say something? No? You want to say something?
That's why, just never let your woman go for an oil change, man. If you're gonna go for an $80, the bill's gonna come out to like $1,000. Bro, I witnessed it,
Yeah, but that's what they do. That's what they do.
But a man is rational. He'll think. He'll hold on, wait a minute. But the woman she'll be flabbergasted by what the person's saying and just fall for every,
Yeah. Oh man, gosh, no, you gotta change the rims. Yeah, the rim and you know what? The meter in the car. This is very dangerous when the air conditioning doesn't work because it connects to the motor, and if that's not working, the motor might not work. You gotta change it right now.
Right now. Your car's right now.
Personally, I think you should change it. And then what happens is they use the fear. Right? Personally, I would change it. They use the fear, and they just don't know. It also says the fear is the betraying of the son. And reason offering, right? But me, you know what I do before I go to these dealerships? First of all, I check, and I don't necessarily, if they give me advice, I don't necessarily take it. They give me some advice the other day, I'm not changing that. Oh, I would change it. So I know, you put like the exclamation point, like urgent. Say, nigga, what's urgent? Oh yeah, we know if this get break. I've been riding on half a brake for so long. I ain't worried about that shit, man. And those are the back tires. I know the front tires are most front brakes are most important. I gotta leave that there, man. You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
This is the book of Sirach 27 and 29. A merchant shall hardly keep himself from doing wrong, and an huckster shall not be freed from sin. The definition of huckster is a person who sells items.
Yeah, because you gotta be deceptive. You want to get far in that thing, a lot of times you gotta be deceptive. There's a way to be honest, but that don't get you too far in this world. You saying? Don't get you too far in this world, because the thing is this too. It's because the government is swindling them too. You have to understand that they gotta pay these taxes, they gotta pay for this and that, licenses. First of all, licenses are a scam. That's a scam in it. You used to be able to just sell fruits on the corner, right? If you want us to come up, you just sell things right on the street. That's how a lot of those Rothschilds and those Rockefellers got rich, by selling things on the street, and then they turn that shit to a Masons. That's how you come up, man. Buying things cheap, wholesale, and then selling it. But no, now you need to pay a license and renew it every year. That keeps you in a perpetual hole. So now what do? They got to try to find a way to bring up the price. And then they got all other type of fees they got to pay. So now they got to try to swindle their way to get this extra money.
Also, if you don't pay for that licensing, you can get like some fees that's gonna basically put you out of business straight up. That's it, done.
But this is Haggai 1 and verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
That's it, man. Because this is the way this life is, especially in this kingdom. This kingdom, they're always looking for different fees and different ways to charge you. Okay? You got constant payments on everything. You know what I'm saying? People got so much money coming out of their bank account. You know, it's ridiculous. Really, when you look at it, you're paying like 70, 80% in taxes. You know? Go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 15. All things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man that perishes in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in his wickedness.
That's true. Right? Because you can prolong yourself by doing that wickedness. Right? But there's a just man that try to do it the straight, honest way. And, you know what I'm saying? He'll perish in that. You see what I'm saying? That's why that's why the scriptures say, be not over righteous.
Verse 16, be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldst thou destroy thyself?
So there's a limit. You gotta know what you can do and what you can't do. You know? The elect always has boundaries. And even the little things, the elect feels bad about it.
Yes, that's
See what
right.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
But guess what? You can destroy yourself if you don't use common sense. If you work in a particular company, you got to do certain things. You know, there's a certain limit where you say, you know what, let me just get another job. Right? There's certain things where you might just, okay, kind of like wink at. You know what I'm saying to you? It's like that. It beats like that, okay?
That's a characteristic of Yahweh Shai, being a good judge, or a good judge. You got to use judgment.
You have to understand this is a wicked kingdom. It's a wicked kingdom. So there's a lot of things that
they do.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
okay,
they do.
let's say you own a
besoin de l'eau?
Nerve, right? You know cola is poison. You understand that, right? Cigarettes is poison. You understand that, right? So you're not going to open a Get by Nerve and not sell cigarettes and Coca-Cola.
J'en ai un pour toi, tiens.
Right? I mean, you won't get too far. Go ahead. Or you might say, I'm not selling cigarettes, but I'll sell Coca-Cola. Okay, but you're not going to have no soda in there, no nothing in there. Right? You're not even going to be able to sustain yourself when you get some all organic stuff. Because those little Roman noodles, that's poison too. That's on the level of Coca-Cola, Roman noodles. So what are you going to be selling? Right? So it's a lot of things. There's certain brothers that are barbers. You know that? You know certain brothers that are barbers right now?
Barbers?
Yeah. Barbers.
Okay, yeah.
So if someone asks them, I want a fade, I want a bald head, you say, no, I don't do bald heads, man. I don't do like who's gonna be on that guy? Who's gonna be on the seat? The fringes on. Yeah. Who's gonna be on the seat? See what I'm saying to you? Yeah. It's a thing where brothers don't want to do. But may the Lord have blessed you to be in a situation where you don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? What you got, man?
1 Corinthians 7 and 31, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away.
Use it as not abusing it. Okay, so you use the word, but you don't abuse it. You got its limits, you got to put its boundaries, you got to put what you would do and how far you would go. You know, you always, and really, the mindset is always to try to cut it down if possible. Always try to find a way to cut it off. You know what I'm saying? If there's a way to get, but if I could get it to bring in the organic, I'm trying to get rid of that. Slowly but surely, bring in the organic. If I could kind of budget my way up, right? I start a new type of franchise where it's just organic stuff. I'm just giving some scenarios of mindsets. Yeah. I was thinking about Joseph of Arimathea. You know, during the time of Yahweh Shai, during the Romans, you know, he had to hide the second office within the Roman kingdom. So to get to that position, you know, he probably had to do certain things, you know, that was not, you know, you can say according to the law, but he was still a believer. You know, he was still like maneuvering in the world, but he wasn't abusing it. Because at the end of the day, he was put in that position for what? You know, because it was him that took the body of Yahweh Shai, you know, to bury it. You know, because according to prophecy, he was a Pharisee, wasn't he? Sorry? Joseph of Arimathea, I believe he was a Pharisee. I believe Joseph of Arimathea was a Pharisee. I mean, he basically was supposed to be a Levite. You know? Supposed to be a Levite of a particular line or whatever the case may be. I don't know what he did to get up there. I don't know. I can't say whether he did anything like that to get up there. You know? But you know how the Pharisees got down. You know? It says he was a rich man. It says he was an honorable counselor. Honorable counselor. So it didn't say he necessarily did anything to get up there like that. You know what I'm saying? So we can't say that. But we know there was a particular, who was it, that came to him at night? Was it him? Nicodemus. Nicodemus came to Yahushua at night. But the scriptures say he that denied me before men. You know what I'm saying? But he understood that. Get that account. It speaks about Nicodemus, how he didn't want to bring it up to them. He believed in Yahushua because he knew how they felt. Right? That he could lose his position. Right? Let me know when you have that. You got a precept though? Or you looking for that too? Okay, right, anybody got a precept?
It's not Nicodemus, but it's to the book.
Okay, go ahead.
It says here in John 12 and 42, nevertheless, among the chief rulers, also many believed on him, on Yahushua, but because of the Pharisees, they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue.
Right.
For they loved the praises of men more than the praises of the Most
See,
High.
they would get cursed out. They were doing it, you know. So, okay, if that was dealing with them, that wasn't a good thing. That wasn't a good thing. Let's put it that way. That wasn't a good thing. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a good thing. You got something on the news? Yeah, all right, so let's get Richard shall not, yeah, you can get that to us. But give me Richard shall not be a rap. Read that.
This is Proverbs 11, verse 4. It says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death.
Right.
Who was the Pharisee?
Was it? Was a Pharisee? Yeah. Right, perfect. So okay, gonna read that in a second. I just want to speak on that. Riches profit not in the day of wrath. So you doing all that wickedness to get this money, then guess what? You know, there's a punishment that comes with it. You see what I'm saying to you? There's a punishment. Go ahead. Read that, bro. Read that, bro.
John 3, verse 1. There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews.
It's all good. Keep reading, bro. Read that.
John 3, verse 1. There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art the teacher come from God. For no man can do these miracles that thou dost, except that God is with you.
Right, that's it. So he was a Pharisee. Okay? At the end of the day, they knew that if they were to confess Yahushua openly, that's why they would have been cast out of that position. You know what I'm saying? And whether he did or he didn't, if he did, mostly he would have been cast out for sure. Right? He would have been cast out for sure. Okay?
So meaning that you could be a secret disciple like what was his name? No, there was another guy, I forgot his name.
Okay, we'll find it.
I think I got the account where what's that, 7? This is St. John 7, and I'm going to start at verse 40. It says, many of them therefore, when they heard this saying, said of a truth, this is the prophet. Others said, this is the Hamashiach. But some said, shall the Hamashiach come out of Galilee? And not the scripture said that Hamashiach cometh of the seed of David and out of the town of Bethlehem, where David was?
Right, which Yahushua was born in Bethlehem. Go ahead.
So there was a division among the people because of him. And some of them would have taken him, but no man laid hands on him. Then came the officers to the chief priests and Pharisees, and they said unto them, why have ye not brought him? The officers answered, never man spake like this man. Then answered them the Pharisees, are ye also deceived? have any of the rulers or of the Pharisees believed on him? It says, but this people who knoweth not the law are cursed. It says, Nicodemus saith unto them, he that came to Yahushua by night, being one of them, doeth not our law judge any man before he hear him, and know what he doeth? And they answered and said unto him, art thou also of Galilee?
Right.
Search and look, for out of Galilee ariseth no prophet.
Right. So he was kind of giving them pushback. Right. He was kind of giving them pushback. You know what I mean? Nicodemus was giving them pushback still, but he was, he was giving them pushback. That's the point. What you got, bro? But there were certain dudes who believed too, and they didn't say nothing. They didn't open their mouth at all. They just acting like they were with it. But they really believed in Yahushua. Those were the main ones that they were speaking about when they said that they love the praise of men rather than the praise of the Most High. You got something else? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I read that one. Praises of men rather than the Most High. Yeah, you read that? Yeah, I know. What's that? This is the book of Luke, chapter 9. Bless.
Luke 9:26, for whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my words, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed, when he shall come in his own glory, and in his Father's, and of the holy angels.
Right, that's why we profess Yahushua openly. Okay, we don't profess Yahushua behind closed doors, man. Okay? We don't profess Yahushua behind closed doors, we profess Yahushua openly. Alright?
But
did you have what I asked for? Listen, hold on.
then Joseph Amatiyat was a secret disciple that he was ashamed, right? Was he?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so he ain't going to be saved.
No, that doesn't necessarily mean that.
No?
He is going to be delivered. He is going to be elect. He gave a sepulchre to Yahushua. He gave a sepulchre to Yahushua. Don't forget, brother. Don't forget that certain people, mercy is they're shown as an example for mercy.
Okay, I
At the
understand.
end of the day, what did he do? He gave the sepulchre to Yahushua. He gave that might have been Nicodemus. Nicodemus gave him the oils and things like that.
Yeah.
But he gave the sepulchre. That wasn't cheap, bro. That wasn't cheap, bro. That's very, very expensive. That was a sepulchre that no man was in. That was a brand new sepulchre. And he made sure he stopped the Roman from poking him, from breaking his legs.
Okay, yeah.
He said, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Clearly he's dead. You understand what I'm saying?
So if you're a secret disciple, but you follow the command, the best of your ability, you do what you got to do, you're good.
No, but that's the thing. That goes for him at that time.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to be no guy like that right now. I'm not playing.
Oh yeah. Oh, is that time? Yeah.
You ain't Joseph.
Yeah.
Whoever that is that might be into that, they're not Joseph.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean you're going to get the mercy of Joseph.
That's right.
Just like if someone committed adultery, that doesn't mean they're going to get the mercies of Joseph. And don't forget, hold on, Salaki, don't forget what I want to say. Don't forget Peter denied the Lord 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times he denied. Look, we're gonna say Peter's not. Go ahead, the pastor. We're gonna say Peter's not of the elect.
No, I can't say that.
What does it say in the secret disciple of Yahushua? It never said the disciple of Yahushua.
Joseph, I'm
What are you reading?
I'm gonna get it. John.
Which secret?
Secretly, it says.
Well, see, when he came to the secret, that shows he was doing it in secret. But read it though.
This is John 19:38. And after this, Joseph of Arimathea, being a disciple of Yahushua, but secretly for the fear of the Jews, besought Pilate that he might take away the body of Yahushua.
Okay.
And Pilate gave him leave. He came therefore and took the body of Yahushua.
Okay. That was after the crucifixion. Okay. But who was the one who came to him secretly? It was Nicodemus.
Okay.
Nicodemus is the one who came to him by night secretly.
Okay.
He was just asking for the body secret. That was different. Salaki, he was asking for the body secret. And Salaki to the brothers watching, he was asking for the body secret. I want to get that right. Okay. And Nicodemus came to him secretly. Okay. So he was really the one that was kind of doing it in secret. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Matthew 27:57. When the even was come, there came a rich man of Arimathea named Joseph, who also himself was Yahushua's disciple. He went to Pilate and begged the body of Yahushua, then Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. If it says he was a disciple of Yahushua, you have to be known to be with Yahushua. You see what Yahushua.
Well, not necessarily. Scripture, they could have just known that, because it doesn't necessarily mean it was public knowledge. You know what I'm saying to you? But regardless, he wasn't the one who came to the secret. He wasn't the one who came to it. It was Nicodemus who came to the secret. So we're gonna say that. We have to say that about Nicodemus. We want to get it right.
Yeah, you can't, yeah.
Right. But anyway, what you got? You got it? Okay. Let's go into Peter's 9 times. Let's go to Peter's 9 times. Let's go into that. All right. Matter of fact, read that first. Okay, hold on. Let him read this first.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 3. Incline your ear and come unto thee. Hear, and your soul shall live. And I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David.
Right. So it speaks about the sure mercies of David, because David committed sin. Okay, committed some grievous sins too. The Lord allowed him to do that, but he still had mercy upon him.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's certain men that committed grievous sin. Even the male factor that was next to Yahushua, he wasn't following righteous. You understand what I'm saying? In that same day, that same time, we believe he was made of the elect. At that same time, he sealed himself as an elect. Yahushua sealed him as an elect. Okay, because he believed.
That's right.
Okay? Matter of fact, let's go to that too. Let's get that too. Now read that one.
This is Matthew 26 and verse 31. Then saith Yahushua unto them, all ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. But after...
Well, doesn't the scripture say, woe to him that is offended in me? So all of them were offended at that time. That's just to show you the mercy, man.
Wow.
See what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they repented. They repented from that. You understand? Because after that, they all got put to death. Except for John the Revelator, they all got put to death for the house. See what I'm saying? Joseph and Arimathea, right? He actually did that last after. Actually, he wasn't even the one who came to see. But let's say if he did come to see, what's one of the last things that he did? He gave that sepulchre to Yahushua. Right? Go ahead.
It says, but after I am risen, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said unto him, though all men shall be offended because of thee, yet will I never be offended.
Making a bold statement. Go ahead.
Yahushua said unto him, verily I say unto thee, that this night before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice.
Yeah, he probably said it rough to him too. He said, I will never deny. He said, man, before this night you're going to deny me 3 times. He probably shut him up. In his head he's like, nah, I don't know. You can't, right? But then he saw the violence and how they grabbed him up. Right?
Verse 35, it says, Peter said unto him, though I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. Likewise also said all the disciples.
Damn. You see that? So they even, pretty much they went back on their word. That they said directly to Yahushua. Right? That's the great mercy. Because the Lord knows the spirits of the elect. The Lord knows the spirits of the elect. That they want to do right. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
This is
plus they repented. Go ahead.
Jumping down to verse 70, it says, verse 69, it says, now Peter sat without in the palace, and a damsel came unto him, saying, thou also was with Yahushua of Galilee. But he denied before them all, saying, I know not what thou sayest. And when he was gone out into the porch, another maid saw him, and said unto them that were there, this fellow was also with Yahushua of Nazareth.
You were one of them. You're one of them. You know, and he's seen all this stuff happening to Yahushua. Right? So that fear, the Lord put the spirit of fear on him. Right?
And again, he denied an oath.
Damn. He made an oath and said, nah, I swear I'm not sure. That's crazy. Right?
It says, and again, he denied, so like it says, with an oath, I do not know the man.
Right? You can't see this. But see, the thing is, I want to call you Benjamin. You know? Benjamin be on that righteous, you know? Benjamin be on that, bro. You be on some no, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is some different, this is a high level. It's a high level stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is bigger than the technicalities.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, verse 73, and after, It says, and after a while came unto him they that stood by, and said to Peter, surely thou also art one of them, for thy speech bewareth thee. Yet then began he to curse and to swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crew. And Peter remembered the word of Yahushua, which said unto him, before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly.
You know, I heard it. You know, I heard him heavily. You know what I'm saying?
Must have remembered that talk. Says here,
There's another moment where it says that he looked at Yahushua looked at him. Oh, yeah, see Yahushua. I looked over. I think that's
Damn. What?
Second Timothy
Spirit was
2.
obviously on Yahushua.
Yeah.
So he knew what was going on there.
That's right.
I was like, look, see what I say. What did I say? Well, I want to see what it was.
Wow.
Bro,
Yo.
You got it? Okay, fine.
Quand que,
2 Timothy 2 and 11. It is a faithful saying, for if we be dead with them, we shall also live with them. If we suffer, we will also reign with them. If we deny him, he also will deny us.
Right, so deny we also will deny us. We're supposed to deny Yahushua. This is why we're out here proclaiming it boldly in front of the people. Okay? Guess what? Guess who's going to be ashamed at the end of the day? Them, not us. All right? What you got? You got something? You're looking for a while. I know what. This is okay. We're talking. But
This is Luke 22 and verse 60. It says, and Peter said, Man, I know not what thou sayest. And immediately, while he had spake, the cock crew. And the Lord turned and looked upon Peter. Then Peter remembered the word of the Lord, how he had said unto him, before the cock crew, thou shalt deny me thrice.
The Lord just looked at him. See what I said?
Straight.
The Spirit had him look in the Lord's eyes.
Wow.
What did I say? And the Lord wasn't giving him a smile. You know what I'm saying? He said, what did I tell you? We're all talking all that shit. But you're not going to deny me.
Damn, what a
Deny
shame.
right where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Wow.
That's something, I'm sure that's something that stayed with him.
Yeah.
For a while.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure that's something that stayed with him for a while.
It says, verse 62, and Peter went out and wept bitterly.
See, a lot of the men of the Lord, y'all had to do things to offend him. The Lord gets him on a way where it's like they feel sorry for them for a long time. You understand what I'm saying? They have to do particular things that they know are going to mess with their conscience for a time, just so they can come back with humility.
Yeah.
Right? Look at Paul. Right? Paul was persecuted. See what I'm saying? Persecuted the congregation of Yahushua. Right? So that's why Paul was going so hard. That's why Paul was going hard, went harder than all of them. All of them said, right? He was going hard. See what I'm saying? Traveling here, shipwreck, this, that. You understand what I'm saying? He got put to death.
Yeah.
He came back. He still went hard, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, man.
It's the book of Psalms 51 and verse 16. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of the Most High are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart, O power, thou wilt not despise.
Broken and contract heart or power that will not despise.
Paul is right here, living in the mountains.
Okay, someone who's coming back in sincerity and truth. And
You might be Paul.
main
You might be Paul.
way
You
they're
don't
going to
know.
come in sincerity and truth when they know the effect. The greater the effects, the more
Luke 7 and 47. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven. For she loved much, but to whom little is forgiven, the same love little.
That's it, right? So ultimately, you're not everybody. You ain't on the level of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't get the same amount of mercy either. You understand what I'm saying? There's different levels of mercy, right? And that's between that individual, y'all, by how much mercy individual. You can't look at necessarily what a brother did and I know brother give him that. You can't look at that because you're not that brother. You don't know what's what's in that, how the level of love that brother has.
Okay.
He says, for a dog to judge another man's servant.
Right.
For him, standing fallen.
And it says he weighs the spirits. So he's the one that sees on what level.
Yeah, I'm going to read the scripture, then I'm going to make my point.
Absolutely.
Romans 10 and 13. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the
Read
Lord.
it a bit louder.
Can. Romans 10 and 13. You read. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
Right. Right. What's your point?
My point is that we cannot judge the mercy of the Lord because He's so merciful. At the last day, the last second, there's some people going to be saved, right? And they won't be going through what we individually we went through, you know? That's just my point. Huh? They didn't have to go to.
What's your point? You say it again, please?
Huh? I said, I'm going to read it again, okay?
But just to add on to your point, it's just like the parable about the workers, the laborers that came at the last.
At the last, way, exactly. Yeah, at the last, yeah, perfect, beautiful, yeah.
Also that
Which that's going into like that's going into the brothers that coming in the last minute. You know, like us compared to the apostles. You know, the apostles been laboring for so long. That's really what that's going into. The apostles been laboring decades.
Yeah.
Okay, coming in. You know, it might go down next year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying to you. So we didn't have no long. Certain brothers just coming into the camp now. Certain brothers just hearing about the truth just recently and coming in now. See what I'm saying? But they're going to get the same penny, meaning the kingdom.
The kingdom, yeah.
That's what it means, meaning the kingdom.
just to add on, also it says the just shall live by faith. So as long as you believe in the end, just as that the benefactor on the right side of Yahushua at the end said what you will be in malefactor. So like Yahushua said, this you will be with heaven with me. You know. So because he believed also. You know?
Yeah.
He believed in Yahushua. I said when you're in your throne, remember me. You know, have mercy upon me.
A good example is the prodigal son. Okay, the son that went off and did all that madness.
Mm-hmm.
The other son was still there doing what he had to do.
Yeah.
Right? But when that son came back, he was welcomed with open arms, and that son was mad at him.
Yeah. Beautiful, yeah.
This is the book of Luke, chapter.
Get the whole thing.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 15, and verse 11. And he said, a certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto them his living. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, And he sent him into his fields to feed swine. And when he would fain have filled his belly with the husks that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. And when he came to himself, he
That
said,
could also be likened unto the hell we caught before the truth too. You know, to think of Jake, you're always under the curses. You know what I'm saying? Things weren't going your way in the world like this.
it says, and when he came to himself, he said, how many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? Verse 18, I will arise and go to my father, and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of thy hired servants. And he arose and came to his father. But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him, and had compassion, and ran, and fell on his neck, and kissed him. And the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven.
Oh, that's that contrite spirit.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I have sinned against heaven, and in thy sight I am no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said to his servants, Bring forth the best robe, and put it on him.
This is likened unto the mercy, the beautiful mercy of Almighty. The scripture says mercy rejoices against the judgment. You understand what I'm saying to you? Some people might want to put him to death, but mercy rejoices against the judgment.
That's right.
It says, and put a ring on his hand, and shoes on his feet, and bring hither the fatted calf, and kill it, and let us eat, and be merry. For this my son was dead, and is alive again.
Woo.
He was lost, and is found, and they began to be merry. Verse 25, now his elder son was in the field, and as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music and dancing. And he called one of the servants and asked what these things meant. And he said unto him, Thy brother is come, and thy father has killed the fatted calf, because he has received him safe and sound. And he was angry, and would not go in. Therefore came his father out and entreated him.
Because you might see a dude that you might know, or it might have been hey, who knows, it might have been a demon, a scoff, it might have been a scoff, it might have been some thuggies in the world. And then guess what? He repent, come in, like, this guy, serious, right? But then he come out and he comes in, he's like the best brother, he's like the most beloved brother. You understand what I'm saying?
Like people in the world might see us
Right.
coming into the truth and say, oh, this guy,
Exactly. Right? Or mainly people in the truth.
being the truth too.
In the world is thinking.
Yeah.
It says, verse 29, and he answering said to his father, Lo, these many years do I serve thee, neither transgressed I at any time thy commandment. And yet thou never givest me a kid, that I might make merry with my friends. But as soon as this thy son was come, which hath devoured thy living with harlots, thou hast killed for him the fatted calf. And he said unto him, Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine.
You're already in the truth.
Yeah.
You're in the truth. Good.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah. Hater. Yeah.
It was meet that we should make merry and be glad. For this thy brother was dead and is alive again, and was lost and is found.
That's it.
Nice.
See what I'm saying to you? So that's how it goes, man. Right? So that's the mercy of Yahweh now shining. And it's different levels for everybody.
Yeah.
So it's different levels for every person. Found that? Yeah.
This is Acts 2. I'm going to start at verse 36. It says, Therefore let all that...
Okay, go ahead.
This is Luke 15:1. Then drew near unto him all the publicans and sinners for to hear him. And the Pharisees and scribes murmured, saying, This man receiveth sinners and eateth with them.
Yeah, because they were going off at him. Well, that's who Yahushua came to. He didn't come to the guys who were all, acting all holy, grabbing water, washing, acting like that. No, he came to publicans, ruffians, just
right.
walking on the street eating fish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What?
That's why he said that those that are holy
This is Matthew 9 and verse 11. It says, and when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, when he said unto his disciples, why eateth your master with publicans and sinners? But when Yahushua heard that, he said unto them, they that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick.
Right. Right. And Yahushua could have lived with it. They looked at Yahushua as their master. Yahushua could have been rich. Okay? Yahushua could have had servants building shit. You understand? So he could have built an empire right there and then. But now his whole thing was to feed them in spirit. See what I'm saying? Hold on, he wants to say something first.
The next verse. It says, but go ye and learn what that meaneth. I will have mercy and not sacrifice. For I am not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance.
That's right.
I'll say this, man. Mercy is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, just to add on to the point that you were saying, Yahushua, he could have been living a lavish life. Even at one point, they wanted to make him king, the king of Israel, and even he was a carpenter, which was a lucrative business too at that time. So Yahushua could have been, like Brother said, he could have been living like
What did Chuck He said he was a rich man, but he made himself poor for your sins.
that we may be rich.
Yeah, because he wanted to, and that's going to feed him in the spirit. But he wanted to, they tried to make him a king. He rejected that back then. He knew it wasn't that time. But he could have did that. Right? You got what I said?
This is the book of Acts 2 and verse 36. It says, therefore let all the house of Israel know assuredly that the Lord hath made that same Yahushua whom ye have crucified, both Lord and Hamashiach. Now when they heard this, they were pricked to their heart.
Yeah, because they were a part of that, man. They were all a part of that. That's why he said it to them, right? Go ahead.
They were pricked to their heart.
And that's why they were pricked. Go ahead.
And said unto Peter and to the rest of the apostles, men and brethren, what shall we do? Verse 38. Then Peter said unto them, repent and be baptized every one of you in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach for the remission of sins, that ye shall receive the gift of the Holy Spirit.
Some of them are the elect. See what I'm saying? That's why Yahushua made that statement. Forgive them for their own knowledge. A lot of them was just following the crowd. What the hell was going on? It was like an event. It was like, hey, no, they heard negative things. All they heard was negative things. You understand what I'm saying? About Yahushua. So they came to the event. They were all there, just there in the middle of the crowd. Eating. That was an event. Crucifixion and amazing eating, passing out there. You know what I'm saying? Drinking. That was like an event back then, bro.
Same as when because of the law, we putting people to death. There was no social media. That was a big event. Everyone came out to see these things.
Exactly. Children and all that.
Yeah.
What you got, bro?
It says verse 39, one more verse. For the promise is unto you and to your children and to all that are afar off, even as many as the Lord Yahushua our power shall call.
That's it. Yeah, that's right. Okay? That's pretty. People are being called that coming from certain brothers, in the street shooting people and shit like that. Yeah, straight. Spoke about it. You see what I'm saying? Straight. So the grimiest and grimy came into the churches.
I know that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Certain brothers, you know what I'm saying? They really went there. Did other things, not even just that, other things, man. Cereal, they love the Dolce. Whatever. You know what I mean?
That shows the mercy of Yahweh. Wow.
Trade people. See what I'm saying? Scam people, all kind of stuff. Right? So those are the same ones that it's Yahushua looking at the spirit and see the light in us. You got certain jakes that ain't that bad in the world, but they don't have no light.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't like to bring out, but they might not have been that bad in the world.
Yeah.
But they don't have that light.
Yeah, exactly.
Saying good for nothing.
Yeah.
Could have been good.
That's right.
But,
It says here in Sirach 17 and 24.
Oh, it's a lot. That's a lot. You know what? Read that.
Sirach 17 and 24. But unto them that repent, he granted them return, and comforted those that failed in patience.
Right.
Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayers before his
But
face.
you got to return though.
Yeah.
You can't just, you're doing all this. You got to return to Yahweh. You got to completely change.
Yeah.
That's why the scripture says to become a new creature. See, a lot of people that come in and they don't become a new creature. See what I'm saying? They change certain things about it, but they don't become a new creature. But
It's like the scripture also says, seek him 10 times more.
that's right. That's right. Because that's showing that you're actually sorrowful. If you're not changing, you're not doing what's pleasing unto him, it's gonna say like, yo, this guy's not really serious. You know, he's not really sorry about what he did. Right. And if your woman does something and then she don't, and then say I'm sorry, but then she go back and do the same shit. You know, what does it really mean? That's just words, right? But
Just bringing it back again to the apostles. At first they denied the Lord, but when they came back, they were sorrowful. Even they were down to put their life for Yahweh.
and they did.
And they did.
You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They actually did do that. Okay? So that's the proof. But
Make thy prayers before his face and offend
so did
less.
Paul. So did Paul. Paul went through more than all of them. You know, like he went the hardest. Okay? But
Turn again unto the Most High. Turn again to the Most High and turn away from iniquity. For he will lead thee out of darkness unto the light of health, and hate thou abomination vehemently.
vehement. Right? So vehement, right? When you're doing abomination, now you hate abomination. Vehement. You see the transition is amazing. That in itself is a miracle.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Too? That in itself is a miracle for y'all. Y'all trying to see this transition. Okay? I think back on my movement from where I was to where I'm at now. That's a miracle, bro.
Yeah.
So, miracle, the mindset,
Everything, yeah.
everything. It's a complete miracle,
Yeah, that's right.
right? And these bones live. Oh, it's not like you heard that.
That's nice.
What he said? That's a spirit. Let me get some of the spirit. First shall be last. Go ahead.
Double portion.
You'll get it.
This is Ecclesiasticus 17 and verse 24. It says, but unto them that repent, he granted them return, and comforted those that failed in patience. Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before his face and offend less.
Offend less. See what I'm saying? So when you turn back, you gotta offend less. That's gotta be the mission. But it's never gonna be to, especially in this kingdom, it's not gonna be a point where you never don't offend at all.
impossible,
It's
yeah.
impossible. Right? There'll be certain things where you're gonna offend. Okay? That's the way the system is built. But your mindset, that's why I was going into the mindset of how to start bringing in the organic stuff. Your mindset should be to offend less. You should always be trying to work towards that, you know? As much as the power that lies in you.
Yeah.
As it says, put away the old man.
Right.
That's what it means to offend less, to jump off doing that first step and always building up that progress, growing into the truth.
That's right. That's right. And then the Lord might put you in a position where you can completely, kind of get in a better situation where you got to even do all that. See what I'm saying? Like I told you, there's brothers that are barbers right now. Me personally, I've been trying to transition from that person, right? But does that mean I'm going to transition right away? Right away the first year. I've been doing that my whole life. I got a business myself. Right? In my mind, I'm like, I don't want to keep giving these niggas lineups and shit. Right? Ball fades, I'm going to try to fucking squeeze my way out of that if I can.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But who am I to say to bro, no, you still doing that? I don't know what situation is. Right? Then the Lord pull us himself, you still doing this?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Right.
This is the book of Romans 14 and 4. For thou,
But there's certain things that don't take no effort to get rid of. There's certain things that don't take no effort. Okay? To eat pork is easy. To stop eating pork is the easiest thing on the earth. Stop eating shrimp. That's easiest. There's so many different meats and foods out there. If you just can't stop buying pork, you got heavy demons out there.
Yeah.
Clearly that unclean spirit never left.
Yeah, that's
Right? Okay? And brothers shouldn't be so into brothers shouldn't be getting no lineups, no ball fades, none of that shit. Lineups, all that shit should be easy peasy too. Okay? what that shows is that a brother likes his image in the world. He's too attached to his image in the world.
That's right, that's right.
People in the world. That's what that shows. Okay? Brothers got to leave from that. Coming to deal with your image before your how about shit out shot. Okay? Not your image in the world. Alright? And then boom, you know, and then other things. Other things gotta get diced out. I think your personal life, mindset. We're not gonna go into detail of everything. Go ahead, bro.
Romans
No,
14.
you want to say something? Oh, you want to read something? Okay. Go ahead, sir. Let me get that.
Galatians 1 and 10, for it says, "For do I now persuade men or the Most High? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I shall not be a servant of Yahweh Shai."
That's right, that's right, that's right.
That's the whole point, man. Okay? Please men. And a lot of that stuff is psychological anyway, man. You care about it more than they care about it.
Yeah.
Boy, what you got, bro?
This is Romans 14 and 4. Who art thou that judgest another man's servant? To his own master he standeth or falleth. He shall be holding up, for the Most High is able to make him stand.
Right. And that doesn't mean you can't rebuke others. That's not what that means. Okay? That means, there's particular situations when that's between him and Yahweh. That's where discernment comes in.
Yeah.
Discernment comes in. That's where judgment of the mind comes in. That's where you get the word intelligence from, by the way. It means to choose between. Esau don't have no damn intelligence. Go ahead, bro. He has very low, very limited amount of it. Go ahead.
This is Hosea 5 and verse 15. It says, I will go and...
Listen, intelligence is not saying big words. Being able to articulate yourself. That's not intelligence. Being able to make a speech. Particularly, that's not intelligence. That's just word vomit. That's the guy who knows how to speak well. All right? Intelligence is actual judgment. Being able to judge between two things.
Yeah, it's true.
Who's reading? Jump in. Did you finish? Or you want to jump in?
This is the book of Job 17 and 4. For thou hast hid their heart from understanding. Therefore shalt thou not exalt them.
That's right. Esau's his heart has been hid from understanding. Okay, understanding on the right hand side.
That's right.
He has understanding on the left hand, how to deceive, how to murder, how to create weaponry. He has understanding on that side, but not understanding of the Most High, understanding of righteousness and how to make things flourish. What you got, bro?
Second Corinthians 11 and 6. But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge.
Right. You could have a rude speech, right? You could have a speech where it's vulgar, where it's not polished. Okay? Well, Paul said I speak to the barbarian as a barbarian. The barbarians wasn't speaking no polished. They come to the barbarians speaking like in the beginning. You know? They're speaking like that, man. Barbarians don't want to hear that crap, man. That sounds fake to them, man. Go to the damn to the Coliseum with that shit, bro. Yeah, it's like how you maneuver in the world too. If you meet friends of the world, like some niggas, you speak to them like niggas. Or if you meet like some Edomites, you sprinkle a little ninja. You know? You speaking to Edomites, I don't sprinkle too much. I don't speak too much ninja. Oh yeah. Sprinkle the ninja. You gotta sprinkle a little bit of ninja. You know what I'm saying? But that's not, that's Jake. I won't even call that ninja. That's just Jake. Okay? But I know what you mean. Speaking of ninjas in the world, you gotta adapt to how you speak. But I wouldn't even say that necessarily ninja. I'm comfortable speaking like that too. Good, bro.
Yeah, but like, if you are having a conversation with Edomite, you're gonna speak, their language. You know?
You're like, yeah, I know, yeah, of course, buddy, yeah. He's my nature. You know, brother, see you watching right there. You know, I'm judging everything, brother. The scripture said let two or three, I'm speaking to let one prophet, I'm judge, you know? I gotta judge sometimes, you know? Listen, I don't get too deep with that. I'll change my voice. No, let's say like for a job interview, if I do the sales, I know the people. You're right. Everything you're saying is good. I gotta qualify it, bro. I don't be changing my voice for this song, bro. All right? I don't be changing my voice. Okay? All right? I'm probably like, I don't do that shit, bro. I'm trying to transform my own spirit. No. Scripture says, why trimmest thou away the speech of love? Go ahead, brother. I know what you mean, though, brother. I know what you mean. Go ahead,
Keep
bro.
the
I just have
base.
to qualify. Go ahead.
That was the point.
Got it? Okay. That was it right now?
Yeah, that was to the point.
You done with your point, bro? Hey.
This is Matthew 21, verse 27. I'm gonna start at 27.
Right, but you ain't gonna talk to Esau, yo. What are you saying? I haven't said anything all day. You know, you're not gonna talk. I'm not gonna say that. You don't understand what's popping, right? So what's popping? I don't popcorn. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It says Matthew 21 and 27. And they answered, it says, and they answered Yahushua and said, we cannot tell. And he said unto them, neither tell I you by what authority I do these things. But what think ye? A certain man had 2 sons. And he came to the first and said, Son, go work today in the vineyard. He answered and said, I will not go. But afterward he repented and went. And he came to the second and said likewise. And he answered and said, I go, sir, and went not.
Right.
Whether of them twain did the will of his father? They say unto him, the first. Yahushua saith unto them, verily I say unto you, that the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of Yahweh before you.
That's right. The publicans and the harlots. The publican was like a wicked profession. That was a wicked profession because he was helping the Roman to take the taxes unjustly and all kind of madness. Right? Because that shit was all unjust. Lord knew it was unjust. The publicans was working with him. Matter of fact, look up, brother, look up the definition of a publican. What was the office of a publican? Go ahead.
Even one of the apostles, was a
I believe it was Matthew. I believe it was Matthew the publican. Okay? But the thing is this, that he said that what? They're going to go into the kingdom before these scribes and Pharisees trying to paint themselves as these top righteous people. See what I'm saying? Although they didn't do the things that they did. Although they didn't go to the lowest that they went to.
That's right.
The harlot don't get lower than that. Scripture said that the harlot should be counted as a dog. Spittle. You can't get lower than that, but you got certain women that might be into prostitution right now that's going to be delivered. Straight up. That's on one of them sites right now, man. Okay? Maybe they ain't go so far as the OF, you know what I mean? Because that's someone without shame at all. They might be just doing it to get some bread. You know what I'm saying? That's a person without shame going to, you know what I'm saying? Put it on camera, you got it on camera. Come on. Lighting.
But just to add on, I think back in the days of old, if you didn't have a husband, or if your husband died, you know, sometimes you have to resort to prostitution.
Yes.
Just to live.
That's right. And back then, right, because they might not have this. Right, exactly. Because the man was the one who brought in the bread. And that's why there was always scriptures that said to help the widow, right, and the fatherless, right? Because it was the man that had to bring in the bread. So you have to helping the widows. That's helping someone that's vulnerable. In this society, it's not the same thing. They go to work. It's like the man goes to work. So it's not even the same thing. So that's even a lot less now than back then. They really don't got an excuse to have to do that. You got what kind of jobs.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it's just the point of they had to go to particular loads, and some of them might be delivered. I'm just not saying it's just not as it's not necessary. You understand what I'm saying? Back then, it was times where it could have been necessary. Right? So, you got a definition, bro? That's the one definition you got.
This is the definition of publican in the regular Google definition. It says, in ancient Rome and biblical times, a collector of taxes.
Collective taxes. Show me that the tax that Esau was given was wicked. Right? For you to be, it was over excessive. Look at, they have all kind of taxes for this, taxes for that, taxes for this, taxes for that. Right? Just like now, right? And they're always looking for new things.
Wait.
Say what? Should push it up?
No, I want to give a space for people.
Okay, pull it up. All right, pull it up. No, c'est bon. Merci. That's a must go. Go ahead. Let's go. Read. Just read it. That's all.
Non, c'est exactement ça que je viens de dire. Il ne faut pas que les gens aillent aller dans la rue.
So, qu'est-ce que tu veux en faire? Viens ici, montre s'il vous plaît.
Mais soit que vous avancez pour que les gens passent là.
So, avance plus, tu veux dire?
Mais certainement. Pourquoi que les gens aient allé dans
Okay, bring it closer. Bring it right here. Bring it right here. Bring it closer. Bring it closer. Bring it all the way closer.
Fucking.
Matter of fact, let's put it on the side. Let's put it on the side. Put it on the side. We're gonna put it on the side still.
This side?
Huh? Yeah, but let Esau do what they do. Let Esau do. You know, you gotta. This is their kingdom, you know? Their kingdom. Now put it on the side. Put it on the side. All right? Put it like that. Good. All right? Good. And it's funny because they don't even have to go in the street. They just pass the front.
I know.
This is what it is. It's plain?
Yes.
It's plain?
Yeah.
So it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Go ahead, read. Who's reading? That's it?
I'm going to read it again. It says, whither of them twain did the will of his father?
Yep.
They say unto him, the first. Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of Yahweh before you.
Right.
It says, for John came unto you in the way of righteousness, and ye believed him not. But the publicans and the harlots believed him. And ye, when ye had seen it,
Right, because they believed on Yahushua. That was the point. All right, what?
and ye, when ye had seen it, repented not afterward, that ye might believe him.
Yeah. Right, that's it. So right, but they didn't repent. So it doesn't matter how low the other ones got, at least they repented at the end of the day. That's what was important. Okay, where you go, bro?
This is Hosea 5 and verse 15.
Yeah, but that's part of the madness of this kingdom. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the vexation of this kingdom. But you gotta get Romans 13. You gotta adhere to the people that are put in particular positions, whether even though they're not supposed to be in that position. All right, but you gotta do it. Right? Right? Because we ain't finna. I'm not finna go back and forth and have a big situation over that. I'm gonna listen. I don't own this side. You understand what I'm saying? We don't own this side. You understand what I'm saying? Esau, they got the law enforcement, gonna do what they do.
This is Romans 13 and 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
Right.
For there is no power but of the Most High.
Right.
Powers that be are ordained of the Most High.
Yep.
Whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of the Most High.
Right.
And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
Right. They that resist receive to themselves damnation. Right? So if you resist, that means to fight against. You can't fight against the powers that be. You see what I'm saying? Esau is giving people certain powers and privileges in the society when they have certain titles. So you gotta let it be. You understand what I'm saying? So how we do, you get stopped by the feds or whatever, you just say, okay, here's the license and registration. You know what I'm saying? If they're being assholes, you still don't be, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You still try to, listen, man, only to get all that, here's the license, that's what you gotta do. I don't want to say anymore. You understand? You don't act like Jake and get all emotional. Not F you. There's a ways to do it. When you're not, it's not going to go anywhere. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 3, for rulers are not a terror to do. Like, for rulers are not terror to good works,
Right.
but to the evil.
Right. Right, which really couldn't do that. We're not doing anything against the law. We really can't do that because there's a big open space. Really, there's nothing you can really do anyway. But it's just the fact of they're saying they have this, instead of getting into problems, just agree with that after. I get that. You get that. You got another one? Okay, good.
This is Matthew 10 and verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
And they're wolves. These people are wolves.
Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
So we got to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Really, you know, like, like I suppress myself, because at the end of the day, this is what it is. We're not here to be emotional. We're here to be stoic, do our job. But at the end of the day, one thing they can't do, they can't stop us from no matter they say this and that.
Right. Matthew 5 and 25 says, agree with thine adversary quickly.
Right, an adversary is what? Someone that fights against you. This is it's still going in the street. Yeah. See, but hey, agree with that adversary. You guys can pass this way if you want. You guys can pass it. Go ahead.
It says, while thou art in the way with him,
Yep.
lest at any time the adversary delivered thee to the judge,
Yep.
and the judge delivered thee
Right,
to
the
the officer.
adversary deliver you to the judge, right? Police don't bring you to the judge, right? In other words, lock you up, and then you have to wait in the cell to go see a judge, right? Go ahead.
And the judge delivered thee to the officer,
Right.
and thou be cast into prison.
Right, that's it. Okay, so ultimately, to avoid that, you agree with your adversary. In other words, just comply with your adversary. See, Jake doesn't get that. Jake gets emotional, right? If like stop being profiled or whatever, Jake will lose their mind. This is the enemy. This is the devil's kingdom. This is Esau's kingdom, man. This ain't your kingdom, man. This ain't your place. All right. The Lord, let me get Micah 2 and 10. Micah 2 and 10. That's what you're looking for. It's part of it, but we get ready to leave. So keep your eyes on that. Matter of fact, Yashua, keep look on the fence. Make sure they get tickets.
Verse 3 and 12. For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous,
Yep.
and his ears are open to their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil.
Right.
And who is he
Right.
that will
At
harm?
the end of the day, the face of the Lord is against those that do evil. See, Jake, we ain't doing evil, right? So we're not worried about it. We just moving through. Okay? But the time is coming where Esau ain't gonna have nothing to say, man. He's gonna put all these Edomites in slavery. They ain't gonna say shit.
That's right.
See, that's for this time. Okay? You gotta tolerate disrespect to people that are lesser than you. You gotta talk them to looking at you like talking to you like with authority. They're lesser than you, but you gotta accept. Right?
Yeah,
When you talk, hey, it's complete, it's wickedness. It's wickedness. All right, but hey, you gotta accept it because this is the kingdom that we're in. The kingdom of Satan. We ain't in the kingdom of righteousness. In a righteous kingdom, in a kingdom of order, none of this will be happening. That's right.
And who is he that will harm you if you
Because there's
humble?
more order in these other nations than there is in the West. Edomite country. This place is a place completely without order.
But, and who is he that will harm you if you be followers of that which is good?
Right. So we ain't worried about that. No, there's no the whole big thing and this and that. We're not into that. We don't got time for that. Right? What you got?
Micah 2 and 10, arise ye and depart. This is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with the sword destruction.
Right. Meaning what? Because it's polluted with what? With wickedness. Okay. With injustice. Okay. With bloodshed. Okay. Scriptures say that how blood polluted the land. What you got, bro? Stop.
The oppression. Because in the law it says after 7 years you're supposed to be the slaves. To this day we've kept honest. That's like after 6.
Yeah. Esau has it essentially working. Yeah, but that's how it is. That's how it is.
Romans 13 and 3, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same.
Right, thou shalt have praise of the same. Okay? Right, so that's it. So we're doing that which is good. We're doing that. We're doing what we gotta do. Okay? Which is what? Professing this truth. And they can't stop this truth. They can try to upset the building. The building is still going to be built. Okay? The house of David is still going to be built up. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 4, for ye is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For ye beareth not the sword in vain. For ye is the minister of the Most High,
Darkness without order.
a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
Right. Revenger to execute wrath on him that do evil. That's why Jacob getting shot down. They're not doing righteousness. You hear those things happen over here? Even though it might be unjustified what Esau did. When you look at Jake's life, he ain't like he was doing righteousness, right? Okay? You got these guys cheering at what's his name? Ryan Melly, what's that kid's name? He's free. You see that nigga got demons in his ass. What's going on, bro? Blessed? Where you from, bro? Where's your father from, bro? Where's your father from? Is it right? Is he from any of these places on the side?
I don't know. I ain't get that from you.
You get that from, bro. Where's your father from? Where's the country from? America? Black American? African American? Okay, so you would be a Jew then. That's the wrong tribe. That's wrong side of Judah. That's right. Very important. That's a very important tribe. It's really all the tribes are important. All right? Are you on the side? Are you on the side? Where's your father from? Rock on Sheila. So you may be, but you may not be. Maybe an Ishmaelite or something like that. Majority of the Arabs are Ishmaelites. We got a lot of our people scattered around these different places, like a lot more wars. Brazil got people are Brazilians. They're one of the tribes, you know what I'm saying? But in Morocco, you got a lot of the Moors there too. Okay, the Moorish Empire, which is so-called black. What you got there? Read something. Read what do you want to Genesis 4. It's the book of Genesis 4.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
Right. Judah means all the tribes are going to praise Judah. Why? Because Judah is the head tribe. Okay, go ahead.
It says, thy hand shall be in the neck of thy
And guess
enemy.
what? That's the greatest people. The greatest people on the earth, the planet Earth, are the so-called African Americans and the scattered Judahites around the world. The greatest people on the planet Earth. Most of the inventions you see come from the African Americans. Filament for the light bulb. They say it was Edison. It wasn't Edison. It was actually where's that? Find that sign. Right? Huh? No. When his slave maker, his so-called slave, what was his name? Latimer, he made the filament for the light bulb. Okay? It should be here. But when you go through the list, these are all the inventions of so-called black men, which is there's a lot more than this, but these are some of them you can see here. Like, for example, let's get some the rotary engine. Okay, Jake invented that. Okay, the reason why these people have cars running with engines right now is starting with the so-called black men. Get me Jeremiah 14 and 2. Okay, and some of them were Benjamites, some of them were Levites. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying the majority was of the tribe of Judah. Okay, what else you got? You got the pacemaker you put in their heart, right? The first brain surgery was the so-called black man. See, these are things you don't learn in school. These are things you would never even think of. When you think about the people who invented these things, the first thing that comes to mind is the so-called white person. That's all the indoctrination and the psychological effects of them ruling for so long and controlling the business. Okay? You understand what I'm saying to you? What else? The player piano, okay? The doorknob, the photo print wash, okay? So I'm saying some of these things is hard to read. The home security system, GPS, okay? The fiber optics is how you get internet. The father of the internet is the so-called black man from the West Africa, okay? So you got to understand this history to know to think with a different mindset. Because I'm going to show you why a lot of people achieve things is because they think of themselves. A lot of people that don't get far and drop out of school and things like that is because they don't see themselves as this. It's all psychological. So you got to kind of learn your history, learn who you are, and get out of the mainstream thinking. Get Jeremiah? This is not 14. You know what I want. Jeremiah is the form of all things.
It's the book of Jeremiah 51,
Yep.
and verse 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them.
The portion of Israel, the Israelites, is not like the other nations. They're different. Okay? They come with a different flavor. All these trends you see on TikTok and shit, where they coming from? Where they coming from? The majority of these trends. Let's be real. Okay? A lot of them are stealing the trends. They'll have a dance that'll still define the original thing. It's a so-called black man of black man. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, for he is the former of all things, Israel is the rod of his inheritance.
All this music you see, the rock and roll, that came from us. Chuck Berry, that started from them. Howlin' Wolf, so on and so forth. Blues, jazz. You know what I'm saying to you? Hip hop, whatever. No R&B. That's all comes from Jake. All comes from the kingdom of Israel. Okay? You go anywhere around the world, you got people around the world that want to be like the kingdom of Judah. And not the Israel, Israelites in general, but especially the southern kingdom. Okay? Period. You go anywhere on the planet Earth, you'll see people that are rappers. They're dressing like the way they're dressing right now. Okay? There's a reason for that, man. All right? And guess what? You're at the lowest state. If you're at the lowest state, the bottom of the bottom. That's why, hey, I don't know how your parents are, but a lot of people around the earth, they don't want their children dealing with all of that.
You know, so you said we were talking about like generational racism. We tend to implement it in our kids.
Yeah, that's good.
Like I feel like our generation now we can kind of keep what was happening with our parents and kind of put a stop to it.
Well, things are changing in that aspect of people being more accepted because it's more freedom, right? But regardless of the fact that there's still always going to be that mindset here for now until this kingdom is done away with. And guess what? It's not that prejudice is going to go away. It's not that racism is going to go away. But the ones that are being prejudiced, that are being targeted by prejudice, is going to switch. Okay, where the so-called black man, Latino Native American, specifically the so-called black man, especially, he's going to be actually praised and lauded in that time. See, now they're looked down upon, they don't want their daughters to deal. But guess what? In that time, they're going to be offering their daughters to us. That's a fact. So, but it's not even about melanin, but it's beyond melanin. You got a lot of nations that have melanin. A lot of things got melanin. The East Indians got melanin. It's beyond melanin. Really, every nation on the earth has melanin except for the so-called white man. And the reason why a lot of them don't have, might be lighter is because they actually mix with it, going back to generations before. Okay? It's not even about, it's beyond melanin. It's about the spirit, and we're going to be in rulership. Okay? So, what you got? What?
Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 5, it says, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun,
This is very important. You got to understand what this is talking about. Right.
as an error which proceeded from the ruler.
Right.
Folly is set in great dignity,
Yeah.
and the rich sit in low place.
Right. The rich sit in low places, us. Rich in spirit. And you got to understand that poverty. Okay? We're poor physically as a nation, right? We don't have the resources that other nations have. Okay? But it's talking about spiritually, you're rich.
This is like Revelation 2, verse 9. It says, I know that works in tribulation,
Against poverty, go ahead. Physical poverty, go ahead.
but thou art rich.
But thou art rich in the spirit. Ultimately, because we have a connection to the Most High, okay? Because we are His people. But also because of the kingdom of heaven is for us. Okay. Go ahead.
It says, I have seen servants upon horses.
Servants upon horses are these Edomites that rule the earth right now. All right, it's these Edomites, right? Them and all the other ones. All right. Go ahead. Phons, the Gettys, the Rothschilds. Go ahead. These are servants. When you look at these people, they're in rulership right now, but really these are our servants, naturally. Okay? They're really, when the time comes, they're going to be in slavery under us. Right? Okay? They're ruling the earth. They got, they can poison the food, do what they want to do now in wickedness. But we're going to have them in slavery. They won't be under one of the Israelites. Right? Go ahead.
I've seen servants upon horses.
These are the servants on horses, meaning they're empowered. The horse represents power. Have you ever seen Django? You saw Django, right? You saw Django? No? Okay. Django, right? And he said what? Who's that nigga on that nag? And they were mad that he was riding a horse. Nag means horse. Why is he on that horse? Because they weren't used to at that time so-called black people being on the horse. Because the horse represents you on a high estate. Okay, so the horse represents power, represents a high estate. Go ahead. I'll read it again.
It says, I have seen servants upon horses,
They're in a high estate. Go ahead.
and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
So Israelites, which are the princes, which are the sons of God, the Israelites, okay, are people. Okay? They're in a low state right now. Okay, they're at the bottom. The servants are on the horses. Man. Go ahead. That's it on that. So that's showing you the state of the earth right now. Okay, and this is why the earth is all messed up. So when we get back into power, starting with our Lord Yahushua, He's coming back to deliver the elect. Only the elect of our people is going to be delivered when the Lord comes back. He's coming back with great anger and fury. And only the elect is going to be delivered. The chosen. Okay? The men and women and children that are allowed to be delivered. What you got, bro?
Bringing it back to the beginnings.
Yep.
Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord entreated of her. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? She went and inquired of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated
Now,
from thy
this,
bowels.
you know what this is? This is the beginning of our nation and the beginning of the so-called white people. The first so-called white person was named Esau. That's their forefather. They all go back to Esau. Any one of them. Not everyone that looks like a so-called white person is an Edomite. Okay? But all these families are Edomites. And the majority of so-called white people are Edomites. And the majority of these people started signing. They go back to Jacob. Okay? So this is the beginning of our nation. The Israelite nation and the Edomite nation. Go ahead and read that part. It said 2 nations are in their womb. She had twins, but they were not identical twins. They were fraternal twins. Okay, I mean they came out the same time. They looked different. Go ahead.
2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy
2
bowels.
types of people. We're different from these Edomites. We're actually the complete opposite of these Edomites. Okay. I can give you some examples right now. Although they're the closest in lineage, according to history, they're the closest in lineage, but we're actually the most different. And we look completely different too. But the thing is this, that what was I gonna say? Right, let's say, how do you like your steak? How do you like your steak? Huh? There we go. Right? Let me ask you how you like your steak. You don't eat steak? You eat meat?
We're trying to do like
Vegan? Okay, all right. So I can ask you. But you like your steak. If you like your steak, you like it well done, right? Right? How does Esau like his steak? How do so-called white people like this? Bloody, medium rare, right? Steak tartare. That's how they like it. No, they don't like it. Cooked full. You see? But that's it. You understand what I'm saying to you? But according to our law, that's part of our spirit, because according to the laws of the Most High, He said we have to cook out all the blood out of the food. Again, we have to make sure our food is fully cooked. So that's a spiritual thing. Okay? Keep going on that.
It says here, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
The one people are strong, you're stronger than them physically, mentally, spiritually. You're actually stronger. Okay? Go ahead. What do I mean? You have to give examples. Look at boxing, look at UFC, look at NBA, look at anything we get into will dominate. Period. We don't have too much so-called Jakes get into the blacks and the characters. We're gonna dominate. Okay? Because we're stronger. Okay? Go ahead.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And the elder is the one that came out first. Who came out first? We're gonna read it. Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Right?
And the first came out red.
The first came out red. Now, when you look at so-called white people, you look around right now, they're red. They have a redness to their skin because the blood shows forth in their skin. Because their skin is somewhat translucent. Okay? And when they blush and they turn red, it's because the blood shows forth in their skin. If you look at a picture of a Edomite baby, or so-called white baby, find a picture of them. They come out even more red. Okay? Because they didn't start to develop any type of melanin. Understand? It's like a J.B. person born whether you're dark skin or not. He came out super light skin. I came out light, very light skin. I can start to develop. Okay?
It says here, and the first came out red all over.
He came out red all over. His whole body was red. The reason it's describing this was not typical back then. Okay? All the other nations were dark. All the other nations were medium, light to dark brown. Okay? Go ahead.
Red all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
Esau, I shall choose the wicked.
And after that came out
baby. So I mean, this is the actual, let's do with a baby. See how red that is. You can just pull up a picture of Glenn Beck. Just pull up Glenn Beck is super red. Right? Go ahead.
And after that came his brother out, and he took, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob.
This is how they actually is. His hair is white. His hair is white. His skin is not red. White. Go from a light pink is really red to a dark red. Okay? That's why we call them rednecks. Okay? So that's an identification of who the Edomites are. Oh, look at Jacob Rock right there how red he is. Look how red his nose is. Okay? And then guess what? They know they're Edomites. The elites know that. It's the average person don't know. They think they're white. There's no such thing as white. There's really no such thing as black. Okay? There's nations that were given names by the Most High. Okay? Black is a shade. They're not black. This is black. The skin is what? Brown. Okay? She's wearing something black. Your skin is not black. Okay? My skin is not black. His skin is not black. Go from a dark brown to a light brown. Look like you. So keep going.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
Right, so he liked to hunt. Right? These Edomites, they love to hunt. Okay? Go ahead.
And Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
That word plain means righteous. A righteous man, but dwelling in tent means you like to chill out. You like to kind of chill, you know what I'm saying? Which our names, Israel, Yasher Allah, not Yasher Allah, Jerusalem is what I want to say. It's capital city of Jerusalem means city of peace. Okay? City of peace. It means what? That we are a people of peace. So we like pretty much chill. Okay? So when we get up in that rulership position, just like King Solomon, what we're going to do is we're going to gather the resources of the nations, but also going to allow them to flourish. We're going to set up we're going to set up order in the earth and teach these other nations how to live righteously so that the earth can flourish. Okay? And now everyone can enjoy the earth. Everyone except for who? Except for these people. Why? Why do you think I say except for them? Why is everyone gonna? What's gonna happen to them?
They're not going to be here.
Oh,
They're not going to be here. They're not supposed to be holy.
that's good. That's the spirit. That's the spirit that made you say that. You might not know why they ain't gonna be there. We go with that 116. Okay, but you're gonna be there. Whether you're an Israelite or whether you're an Ishmaelite, you're gonna be there. You're gonna be able to enjoy the kingdom, whatever the case may be. And you might be with him still. You know, you might go after us. But you guys are gonna be in the glory. You're gonna be living rich in a palace, though. All right. You gotta accept you having another woman. Go ahead. Mike, I knew that was a problem. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Shalom. Go ahead.
It's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Right. For the violence that he did against us, against the Israelites, said shame's going to come. Not only did he take the so-called black man into slavery and beat it and rape the children and brought it, eat them, he actually used to eat them. The delectable Negro that used to make the handbags out of the sea. There's some twisted nation, twisted nation. Pick up the Jake, they'll take the dick of Jake after they hang him and keep it in a pickle jar. They use the ball sacks to put change in. I mean, it's just some things that you know what I'm saying? Far out. But you know, if you tell them about what they've done, you know what they're gonna tell you? What about the Arabs? The Arabs didn't do that shit. They had Jake in slavery, but they didn't do the level that they did. Okay? And Ishmael's gonna be punished, but he's not gonna be punished. No one's gonna be punished like them. That's the difference. All the nations are gonna get punished, but no one's gonna be punished like them. And even after a certain time, like I said, Ishmael's gonna be chilling and they're gonna be able to flourish in the righteous kingdom. Okay? But you have something? Oh yeah,
verse 18.
Obadiah
1 and 18. Right? And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them, and they shall kindle in them.
We're gonna end off on that. Go ahead, unless you guys have any other thing. We'll end off on it. Go ahead.
It says, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau.
There's not going to be any remaining of the house or the lineage or the family or the race of Esau.
For the Lord has spoken it.
Heavenly Father has spoken. It ain't nothing to do with us. It's the glory road. Okay? For all the things that he's done, the tab has been being built up. Okay? And the angels have been writing down everything. Extermination of the natives, which are also Israelites. The so-called Latinos are also Israelites. All of that we got to pay for, bro. Okay? They ain't going to get away with that, man. All right? The scriptures say anyone that touches us touches the apple of his eye. Right? Like someone does something to your son or your woman or whatever, right? And you some you're gonna want to ride on it, right? You get in that Tupac spirit, right? Ride on my enemies, right? Well, that's how the Most High feels about his people. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 14 and verse 18. It says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch.
Right. So all the kings, meaning all the nation kings and rulers, they're going to be able to stay in their own land and live in glory, meaning to live and benefit from their land after a certain period of time. Okay? We're in rulership. Because the earth is going to be back in the garden. Food is going to be it's going to have a lot more nutrients, it's going to be a lot more full. It's going to be people are going to live a lot longer. we're going to live forever as Israelites. But the other nations will live a lot longer, about 300 some odd years. Okay? They're not going to have no chronic back pain. Because everything's going to be important. Go ahead.
It says, and as the raiment of those that are slain thrust through with the sword that go down to the stones of the pit.
This is how the Edomites are going to be looked at. They're going to be looked at as like a bloody shirt. Okay, a shirt that has this thing on. No one's going to want to touch that, right? That's how everyone's going to look at the Edomites. They're going to despise them. All the nations are going to despise the Edomites. Now they look at them, see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, as a carcass trodden under feet, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial.
But they're not going to be joined with the other nations in burial, meaning, this is parabolic now, meaning that they're not going to be able to enjoy the glory of being in their land and living in the righteous kingdom. There's going to be a time, like we read in Obadiah, they're going to be done away with. Before the time of the nations being able to chill after their punishment and really just sit back and relax and enjoy the land and flourish, they're going to be exterminated. Point blank period. Go ahead.
It says, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land,
Because you destroyed the earth. Go ahead.
and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
Right, slain the people that was under their leadership. Okay, so that's it. So they're never going to be renowned. Okay, that's the point. All right. So that was it. That was it. Do you have any other questions? You guys have any other questions?
Caesar Borgia, he's Rothschild.
Yeah. You can even watch the series Borgia. Right? There's a serial called Borgia, and it shows how wicked people this guy was. And this was the guy who they painted as Jesus Christ. So that image, get that image ready? What? Okay? So that image that they painted as Jesus Christ was this guy Cesare Borgia. Yeah. And he was a homo, he slept with his own sister, the Frisian Borgia. Okay? He killed his own brother, murdered his own brother. And this is the guy that they put up and say, this is the Lord of the Bible. That's high level blasphemy. That's why the Lord said that they blasphemed against the heavens. See, these Edomites got a lot to pay. They didn't just do they didn't just, okay, we just put people on slavery, made it work, they did a lot of intricate wickedness in the planet that they have. And this is one of them. Okay? And this is what proves also that they're the wicked. Get Job 9:24. This is what proves that they're the wicked that's in rulership. When you read the prophecy. Let's go 9:24 real quick.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the
Hold this
wicked.
real quick, brother.
It says he covered the faces of the judges thereof.
He covered the faces of the judges. Who are the judges? The Israelites. Who are the top judges? Who are the Lord, okay? And this is his true depiction according to the Bible, when you read the Bible.
Didn't they use that picture to I see a lot of documentaries on like Malachi Lord.
Okay.
Isn't like the picture they used to
I don't know, but I don't know. But he was a bugger. He was crazy. He was saying all kinds. He thought he was. Let me see. He thought a lot of crazy bug out stuff. You know, of course they're going to use that to. They're going to use it. The only thing you're going to see in the mass media about the Israelites is negative. They're going to put the worst crazy. They're going to find a bum off the street who says he's an Israelite. Say, oh, see, what do you think about it? Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I want to kill all of you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to find those people to put in the mainstream. But yeah, that guy was crazy. Don't believe anything that guy was saying. Okay, but anyways, this was the depiction. I don't know if they used this image or not, but this was the depiction. Okay, which Malachi didn't use this image because this was way after they got locked up. So they just put that in there, you know. But this is the true depiction of the Lord according to the Bible. In Daniel 10:5 and 6, Revelation 1-13 and 15. This guy Malachi really is into the Muslims. Yeah, he was into a bunch of stuff. He didn't just think one thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like he was just a Hebrew Israelite. Okay? So Salaki, where were we going with that? Job 9:24. You read Job 9:24?
Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right. Who gave the earth into the hands of the wicked? I'm gonna ask you that question. Who do you think gave the earth into the hands of the wicked?
I don't know, it might be some extraterrestrial.
Nope. It's the Most High himself, the Heavenly Father himself. Get Daniel 4:17. It's the Heavenly Father himself who gave them the power. Now, I'm going to ask you, well, I'm not going to ask you this. going to be too much. The reason he gave them the power is to fulfill prophecy. Everything has to line up with prophecy. Okay? The Lord cannot lie. The Lord had to be, the Lord had to be crucified on the cross. Why? Because it was prophecy that he had to die. He had to be born in Bethlehem. Okay? He had to move into Egypt. That was all the prophecy in the Old Testament. Okay? See what I'm saying? And then they had to reject him. They had to be rejected and hated of men and despised. Okay? You see what I'm saying? And then he had to be crucified for us, for the Israelites. Okay? Named especially the elect, starting with the elect, the chosen of the nation.
It just said he came to fulfill the law. So at the end of the day, everything that is written about him will come to pass. Even it says heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away.
Right.
So everything that's written will come to pass.
This is Psalm 75 and 5. It says, lift not up your horn on high, speak not with a stiff neck. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But God is the judge.
Right.
He putteth down one and setteth up another.
There's many kingdoms ruled. A lot of times they'll say, you'll hear civilization started with the Greeks. Have you ever heard that saying before? Civilization started with the Greeks. Have you heard that before? You've heard that? Okay, now that's a racist statement. Right. Well, it's not even about this. They didn't steal that from us because the Greeks were. The Greeks was a nation. They stole that culture from Japanese, which are also a dark nation. Like I said, every other nation is dark. Okay, have melanin, right? Now Japhet would be like Samoans. They descend from the Japanese, right? The Noans, those are not our people. Okay, but that's the point that I'm making is this: that there was other kingdoms before the Greeks. There were greater kingdoms. Okay, in the sense of glory and beauty. So that crypto was 10,000x. You only put $100 in there, and now you're a millionaire. You see what I'm saying? It's the same way the Lord could just make a person take over a kingdom. You know? What?
Besides King David. King David came from the sheep.
Speak louder, bro.
Just as King David, he came out from taking care of sheep.
Yep.
Taking care of, and then he brought him up to the point where he became the king of Israel.
Right. That's right. That's exactly it. Okay. Oh, even Esther, right? Esther, right? She was brought to a high position. Okay. Although she was at a lower state, she was brought to a high position. Right. Go ahead.
This is Job 12 and 23. It says, he increased the nations and destroyed them. He enlarged the nations and straightened them again.
Right. Yeah, I was just thinking, man. You may be on the side. The way you reacted to that. The way you reacted to that, she may be her lineage may go back to one of this. You never know.
How did I react?
I don't know. You act like how a black woman reacts. That's how you react. You know that shit. That's why I was laughing. You know what I'm
Oh, that's the reaction I gave to you.
who knows? Go ahead. But anyways, you have any other questions besides that? That's it, bro. Shut up. Give him a pick. All right, you go on the site see what's going on with the truth. All right? You gotta learn your heritage, brother. Huh?
Yeah, he's revisiting.
Yeah, he's from the States. Oh, I didn't hear him say picture. He's visiting you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm from here.
Okay, long distance.
Yeah, long distance.
That's trouble, man.
3 years.
3 years long?
We've known each other for 3 years, but recently we got together.
Okay. You got to move to Pittsburgh.
Now he's moving in.
Oh, he's moving there? Oh. Peace out, bro. Shalom, bro. It's peace. That means peace and easy, all right? All right, you take care of that. All right, bye. All right, there you go, man. Let me get, okay, with that, we're going to close up. We're going to say shalom. We'll give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Mukadash. All right? Shema, Sha'Allah, Yahweh, Lahaina, Yahweh, Shema, Sha'Allah, Yahweh, Lahaina, Yahweh, Shema, Sha'Allah, Yahweh, Lahaina, death to Esau, Edom, and his wicked disorder, and the madness in his kingdom. We got women out of place. Place need to be destroyed, man. Yeah, with a pistol talking with authority, man. Which, really, the man want to do so,